27.
Jared Goff. Jared Goff. Jared Goff. Jared Goff.
You hear those chants everywhere now, huh?
Legit everywhere. I heard him in Pittsburgh.
Jared Goff.
Why, though?
Jared Goff.
Why not?
It's America's team right now. It's America's sweetheart.
Yeah.
I don't gotta.
On a day like today, don't ask me who's the top 5 quarterback in the NFL. You don't like the answer.
I couldn't find anybody for 27, boys. Sorry.
That's not true.
Who?
Game Makers. That's the Game Makers episode, guys.
Yeah, I couldn't think. Seriously, I couldn't think.
27.
The only 27 I know is it's Trayvon Diggs' old number.
What's wrong with Jamal Murray? The Jamal Murray episode.
He wears 27?
Doesn't he? I'm sure he does. He wears 27.
No.
If you look it up, it's an L.
No, absolutely.
If you look it up, it's an L. He wears
Do
number
this
27.
quick, brother. Let's see.
It's
Does
an
Jamal
L if
Murray
you look
wear
it up.
Number 27.
It's an L if you look it up.
27.
27.
The Jamal Murray episode, boys.
No, we're not doing that. Bro, it was so funny. I was looking at our...
Oh, wow. It's actually like why he wears the number 27.
Why is that?
And a part of a tribute to his mother.
You know what?
That
The
is
Jamal Murray
the
episode, man.
Ratatouille episode. There we go. That's what we gotta have it.
My God, I was watching one of our first or second episodes, and why did we think we had to be Stephen A versus Skip Bayless?
We're a news anchor show.
Bro, no, was it? Why were we going?
The basement mill was a pretty good idea.
Why were we going at each
I
other
had
like
to
that?
study that bitch.
Hey, why were we going at each other?
I don't think it was a podcast. That's how we used to talk. But I think we're getting
In the basement, we've never tried to insult each other's
Oh,
intelligence.
no, man.
Yeah, we have.
We've had.
Yeah, we
what?
have. We had to
What?
tone it down for the tubes. No big deal.
Got a whistle on a clown mask.
Hey man, we tried some things, man. Hey man, maybe that whistle and that clown mask. will come back up.
People like real, authentic.
That was authentic.
No, that's what I'm saying. Now,
We were trying. Man. Now we're just.
We've gotten results ever since we
Now
became,
we're chilling.
the Three Stooges.
We're chilling. We're having fun. First episode of the new year. New year, new us.
Second episode of the new year.
Is it?
Get it together, man. Come on.
Maybe we need to bring the basement bill back. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Can you do the basement meal for us?
No,
bro?
man, I can't. I'm sorry.
You got some tissue over here, Ace,
I'm
or what?
Started sweating a storm. I think this is by far the greatest time of the year. NFL freaking playoffs. Now we don't got to watch all these bad teams every week like the Jags and the Bears.
I mean, we still got to watch the Texans, but yeah.
We still got to watch the Steelers
Yeah.
too. But we NFL playoffs, bro. Where legends are freaking made. I'm telling you, I'm so excited. And there's college football playoffs too.
There's
like
playoffs.
There's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Nothing but football.
Yeah, we're pulling the whole pot on Ohio State, it sounds like.
Everything you got.
Cool.
As of now, there's no pot.
Figure it out. Figure it out. We're gonna talk about a lot of good stuff today. We're gonna talk about the Lions. We're gonna talk about the Steelers. We're gonna talk about some quarterbacks that are not in the playoffs. Yup.
Really?
Yeah. Yup. We're gonna talk a little bit about some legacies for the playoffs. Who got stuff to lose? Who's got stuff to win? And in basketball, we're gonna address a lot of you people out there. We've been fired up the whole week. We're gonna talk to you Nash lovers out there. Steve Nash.
Do the LeBron look.
I can't believe we have to do this. Have you been seeing what people are commenting about Steve Nash?
What?
People think Steve Nash is he might well be Kobe.
Yeah.
But didn't we have the ESPN, the top
Yeah.
one?
People were upset at that time too about that.
Steve Nash was
Because I went ham on Steve Nash.
People are upset because we said that
18
Steve Nash.
points and 11 assist MVP.
15 points.
People said that he could be Luka.
Who?
In this league, they said that. No, don't look at me like I'm making shit up, bro. Check out the comments.
Maybe.
We love you all. Continue to comment. We love bad comments, good comments. Except Bill's Mafia. Why are you guys coming after me? I called your team overrated. You guys don't have to send the death threats my way. You know what I'm saying?
Literally a death threat.
Like literally.
Like a literal
Detroit.
death threat.
Come to Detroit.
Detroit's a
Boy,
good
you don't
place.
want to know what behind the scenes of this pod looks
For
like.
real.
I want to talk. Listen. I don't think people realize this, but we're gonna make this clear. We're headquartered and we are a Detroit-based podcast.
You can't
Born
tell.
and raised in Detroit. I don't want to make this whole football segment about the Lions, But I gotta say something about the Detroit Lions, man.
Jared Goff.
I love this.
With some respect and some vigor in your voice.
As I told
So
you 3 weeks
when
ago.
I look at football
Yee.
and I determine teams, and I think who's gonna win or lose a game, the one thing I hate bringing up is like grit, and this team is tough, and they're gonna win because of their culture. That means something. But the Detroit Lions proved me completely wrong. When you look at culture and you look at grit and you look at leaders, that's the definition of the Detroit Lions. I picked against them against Minnesota because I thought their defense was decimated. And even with the decimated defense, even with them missing people on offense too, they won because they were tougher and they have more grit than the Minnesota Vikings. And that means something. And it taught me a lesson last week, man. Taught me a lesson last
It's been
week.
teaching you a lesson for the whole season.
I mean,
you've been betting against the Lions.
I mean, because smart football would tell me that you should. They're missing 10 people on defense.
10.
You know what I mean? Like, no matter what the number is, like,
Jared Goff.
like, remember when I asked you last week? I was like, tell me why they're going to win without using the word grit, toughness, or culture. And you
Because it's great.
and you really couldn't give me a reason. But
I mean, I gave you kind of a reason.
But-
my reason you didn't like it was because
but
of
in
Dan
general,
Campbell.
but
you didn't really like
but
it.
even
No,
that,
he gave you a good reason. He gave you a really good reason.
A couple of, I was reaching for straws. We had
just
no
in
business winning
general,
that game.
No, but just in general, though, like, think about it. That team is decimated, man. And there's nobody in the playoffs on the NFC or the AFC that doesn't want to see that team. I promise you.
And
they don't.
Sam Darnold's in a completely different stratosphere than Jared Goff as a quarterback.
Well, I
We
don't
were
think.
talking
I don't
about
think
scheme for the Vikings. The Lions had the biggest scheme.
100%.
everybody talks about Ben Johnson,
Aaron Glenn,
but
baby.
That
Aaron
was
Glenn,
Aaron Glenn's game. That was
Aaron
legit
Glenn,
Glenn's game.
Arguably the best coordinator in Detroit right now.
can
make the
could
argument, bro.
possibly be.
Bro, you can make the
You
argument.
can make the argument. That's
I would
mean,
love to see how Ben Johnson would look without a few of the offensive linemen.
Few?
And- You get what I'm saying?
Ben. What do you mean few?
Aaron Glenn, man, that's a dog.
literally.
At the end of that game,
he's just sitting back
He's
like,
sitting there
yeah,
chilling.
you ain't shit, bro. I'm surprised, honest to God, your mom didn't kick us out in that second quarter, bro.
That was, yeah.
We were loud. We were
really
loud,
loud.
man.
I still understand.
loud.
We were loud, bro.
I mean, we had every reason to be.
Easiest 1,500 we ever made.
But listen. I was proven wrong. This is a team of grit, of strongness, of
Dogs.
Dogs,
dogs.
that's the best way you can explain it.
And everybody questioned Dan Campbell when he played his starters against San Francisco, even though the game didn't mean anything, and it meant everything in the world because every game matters in the NFL.
Yeah.
Every game matters.
Even the
And-
ones you think don't.
And I learned a lesson, man. And I'll tell you, there's no team in the NFL that wants to see them.
Hurt.
Even hurt, man.
Yeah.
No team that wants to see them. It's going to be really interesting.
Some pieces back. Monty might play in a divisional round.
He's
2
going to
weeks.
play. It's
He's
not
gonna-
Mike.
No, he already said
he's
he's
going to
gonna
play in the division.
I don't know how effective.
Arnold, thank God, wasn't the crazy injury.
Yeah,
Yeah. And Zaloni had a fuck of a game
man.
against the Vikings. Yeah.
oh, he was a big piece.
He
to
was
come back.
wreaking havoc
the
against
piece.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
He was wreaking
We
havoc.
have to give a shout out to Meek Robertson, man.
Yeah,
oh
we do.
my God,
Yeah.
he
He had him on lock.
locked
He
up Jeff.
shut down
Yeah, he had him
No,
on
you
lock.
can actually say that he shut down Jettas. Listen,
He had him on. Yeah, he played really well on him.
he played really well. I know.
Sam
I
Darnold
understand.
missed
If
him a lot.
Darnold puts the
He
ball
Darnold
on,
missed a lot.
missed
You
a
know?
lot. I understand, but when the ball was going to Jettas,
No, he was. He had a few
eat
drop
him up.
passes. He had a drop pass.
A lot
I've
of
never
drop
seen him
passes.
drop a
yeah,
pass.
Oh yeah, bro. He almost got picked off twice.
Almost got sun picked
Yes.
off. Yeah. Yeah. Dog. Just wanted it more.
Literally,
He's not more
what-
talented than
yeah,
Jettas. He just wanted it more.
I will not be betting against the Detroit Lions ever again for the rest of the year. That's just
What's wrong with you?
it's as simple as that.
You've been saying that though.
No, I won't.
You
I
said-
didn't. Well, I didn't bet against. I didn't bet.
She
that
didn't
game.
bet on them?
I didn't bet them. I didn't bet against them.
Even though we begged you to bet on him.
Amen.
Also, I said this to the chat after the game. Like, nobody's really talking about it, but we just witnessed one of the greatest games from a running back in NFL history, bro.
Yeah, I seen it.
If you look at the implications of that game, fucking 170 total yards and 4 touchdowns, bro.
Everybody
In a game.
Everybody questioned when they
To
drafted
determine home
Jameer.
field advantage, bro.
Everybody, kind
Outside
of.
of the Super Bowl, that's like probably like one of the biggest games of the season. No,
Brother,
like,
that's as big as a regular season game
Yeah, I know.
gets.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like that's yes,
They
like
were
that's
saying it
arguably
was,
the biggest regular season game
like,
ever, bro. Yes, bro.
mathematically,
Winner
Yes,
takes off 2 weeks. Loser goes on the
yes,
road.
yes, bro.
That's insane, bro.
And Detroit
Yes.
Lions needed that because they're hurt and they need that week.
It was really good for them.
Yeah, it was really needed.
I contend they'd be in the NFC Championship game regardless.
Oh, they were, no. They were going to
But-
be there anyways.
Yeah, but like, you
just
know-
in general, they needed it more than the Vikings needed it.
they definitely
because
because they were gonna smash their
they,
Rams.
yeah,
They were gonna smash their Rams. And they might still. I'm not gonna smash them. They're gonna smash
Vikings?
anybody they play.
The Rams might end
The
up.
Lions are gonna smash anybody they play until they get to the NFC Championship game. At which point we'll beat the Eagles. We won't smash them.
I don't see that not happening.
It's gonna
Honestly.
be. That's gonna be. This is gonna be a really good.
That game's in
playoffs.
Ford Field, huh?
Yes.
Lions
Home
are in
field.
Ford Field for the rest of the game.
It's only 2 games.
Philly don't want to come to Detroit, man.
Yeah, they don't. Trust me, they don't. I'll take the Lions in that game at home in Ford Field.
And they're lucky
at the
this-
link, I would have.
And they're
maybe,
lucky this is in the NBA.
Yeah.
What the number 1 seed gets the it would have been the Chiefs this year anyways. That fucking team never goes away, man, huh?
No, they got the same record. Both 15.
Oh, they do. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Both on 15.
Yeah. Neutral ground is cool though.
No, that's what the Super Bowl is all about. Huh?
That's cool.
So, last week, like I said in the beginning of the show, I had Bills Mafia behind me and after me, all kinds of ways, disrespectful ways. I think I'm gonna have another fan base after me, after what I have to say about the Steelers. I was a little bothered about this all week. I don't know why. There's nothing like in general that happened, but Mike Tomlin and the Steelers front office now for over a decade has been playing its fan base, man. Every year, they think they could throw out anything at quarterback on offense and think they could trick their fans into making them think that they are a Super Bowl contending team. They think they could throw out an old Big Ben out there. They think they could throw Kenny Pickett out there. They think they could throw an old, washed-up Russ out there and convince everybody that their defense is this great, amazing defense that'll get them to the championship. Newsflash, they haven't been to the Super Bowl since I was a little kid, and they've been lying to you about the defense. Their defense is really good. It's not this all-time great defense. Steeler fans all last year and all offseason said, yeah, we replaced Pickett with Russ. He's going to win us a couple extra games. Guess what? They won the same amount of games last year as they did this year. Just because you go from really bad to average isn't the difference of 3 to 4 wins. We need to stop with that. Like, this Steelers defense isn't like this great defense that the Ravens had that took, Trent Dilfer, or like that Tampa defense that took Johnson to the Super Bowl. Like, they're not this all-time great defense that you could just throw anybody out on offense.
Right.
It's been bothering me, and they got exposed. Everybody was getting mad when we didn't call them Super Bowl contenders.
They're frauds.
Frauds, absolute frauds.
No, like they're a definition of frauds.
No, I mean not frauds because they were never Super Bowl like.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm just
People
talking
were
about,
putting
like,
some people were putting them in the Super Bowl bubble.
like when during the power rankings, like they jumped up to the power rankings, but like just from the record, like this year.
But they never made it past like 5. If we're being real,
I
you know what
understand,
I mean?
but like this year, I'd say it's a more impressive season than last year.
I think they're the complete opposite of frauds.
You think they're actual?
I think they're exactly who they've been.
Always been.
for the last 10 years.
I understand that, but we're talking about like this year when they started what 9-0.
Yeah.
What did they 9-0, 10-0?
But I said it early in the season. They had better get off to a start like that if they want to make the playoffs, because that last part of the schedule
Yeah, it was rough.
fucking brutal,
Yeah,
bro.
it's rough.
It was brutal. So like, yes, bro, they needed to start fucking 7-1 or whatever they started to get
At
to the
which
playoffs.
point do you fire Tomlin?
It's-
When do you?
The problem is he wins too much to fire, and he doesn't win enough for you to be like, yeah, we need to keep Mike.
You can't.
So it's a dilemma that they
if
have.
you fire Mike Tomlin, there's 10 teams that are more. I mean,
Jumping on that,
yeah,
100%.
like he's a good coach. The problem with Mike Tomlin and the Steelers is their defensive culture, and they have a really good defense. This isn't to say that the Steelers defense isn't
they have
good.
really good, like they have fringe all timers on defense, 2 or 3 of them.
But Hattie,
the
they're-
defense itself is not great.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. Listen, it's not this.
They have names, but the production isn't there.
Yes.
They have a name. They have one name.
Yeah, they really do have one
Cam
name.
Hayward's gonna be Hall of Fame.
I understand that,
But
they
we're
have
not-
one name.
but
When I
Hetty,
think of
this
the
isn't like
Steelers,
the-
I'm thinking of TJ Watt.
Hetty,
I'm
they're
sorry.
not Hetty. They're
first ballot
They're
Hall of Fame.
not.
Yeah.
But Hetty,
They got
they're-
2 Hall of
most
Famers on
teams
that
have
team.
first ballots guys on defense.
Not first ballot.
Yeah, bro. Yes.
Not first ballot. There's like 3 first ballot guys in the entire NFL, bro.
Really?
First ballot Hall of Fame. Do you know how hard it is to become a first ballot Hall of
No,
Famer?
Eddie, there's
No, there is, bro. Terrell Owens was a 7th ballot Hall of Famer,
That's
bro.
a different story, though. That's
No,
because
but Hakeem, like
But
guys
you-
like Randy Moss don't make it for first ballot. Is tough, bro. First ballot is fucking tough. But the whole point I'm trying to make is yes, they have great names on defense.
This isn't.
But yes,
it's
you're
not
right.
like
the production isn't
it's
there.
not like
it's not the steel fucking curtain.
It's not the. It's not like it's the LOB Seahawks.
right.
It's not like it's the
85 Bears.
or like the Ray
The
Lewis,
Ray Lewis
the
Ravens.
Terrell
Yeah.
and Ed Reed defense.
They're not carrying anybody anywhere, other than the 10
In
wins
this
again.
league, you need to have a really good quarterback.
Or offense, or a good offense, bro.
Go look at every division winner.
I mean, Sam Darnold almost won a division. So.
No. Go look at every but go look at every division winner this year.
Yes,
They have the best quarterback in their division.
100%.
You guys want to go over it real
No,
quick?
I just did it in my head in 2 seconds. Yeah, 100%.
You can't have a quarterback, and this isn't like shit on Russ. Russ is a high-level backup, bottom of the league starter in this league right now. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's old. He had his time. But the Steelers think they could just keep on throwing out these quarterbacks, and we'll figure it out with their defense.
It can only get you.
Doesn't work, yeah,
It
you're
doesn't work anymore. It doesn't.
And even for those teams that it worked for, they pulled out 1 Super Bowl. It's not like they were winning
never-
multiple
you
Super
You
Bowls.
know how great defenses are? You think that Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar, and some of these really good offensive teams in the NFC, they don't figure out great defenses? You know who had a
I saw Tom run through the greatest defenses ever in a span of
you
20
know
years.
who had a really good defense? The Niners. You know who figured them out?
yeah.
Petty.
Petty.
You these great quarterbacks. You got to be able to score the ball, bro. Just straight
No,
up.
the defense is a big.
I don't think the Steelers beat Tom one time in the playoffs, and they always had a really good defense.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't think the Steelers beat Tom one time in the playoffs.
At
and
least
they
at that
always had
time
a
they
really
could
good
say,
defense.
yeah, we had Ben.
But they had an offense, yeah.
Now they,
Nothing.
They try to convince. They got some.
They had
Good,
an offense and a defense.
Who?
The Steelers.
that's different. They ran into.
I
the goat.
know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't
But
matter how
now
good a defense
they-
is,
like,
bro.
they-
But there's
now-
a GOAT playing now, though. You know what I mean?
I mean, they have their version of Tom Brady again, and they're not even getting to him to say,
Yeah,
"Oh, we're losing to
yeah,
him."
100%.
They can't get past Lamar. Are you guys? I'm willing to bet you guys money they will lose by 10+ points against the
No
Ravens.
doubt about that. No doubt about that.
I'm not going
Lamar-
to take spreads because those teams play each other really tight.
You
But
want
the
that?
Ravens are going to win that game.
You want to bet?
Take it. You don't got to bet
Oh,
me.
I won't do
you
it.
can bet
But
against
I'm just
FanDuel if
saying
you
though,
want.
but, like nobody's gonna have.
Yeah.
You're not gonna Russ is not gonna outscore Lamar. You get what I'm saying? And he has to. He's just
Yeah.
gonna have to, man. Yeah, I know I'm gonna have Steelers fans, out after.
I think
me.
a lot of Steelers fans agree with you, believe it or not. I think a lot of them agree with you, bro.
They
no-
agree about the concept of it, but not the actual.
I mean, there's calls for getting Mike Tomlin fired in Pittsburgh every year around this time. Yeah. Every year. There's a portion of the fan base that asks for his job.
The dumbest thing in the world that people do, and it's just not the Steelers, like even with like the Jets. Remember, like if you have a really good defense and you're like, yeah, but Zach Wilson got them to 7 wins. If you get like A-Rod, he'll get you. Again, just because you go from a really bad quarterback to a quarterback who just plays average, that's not the difference of 3-4 wins. It's not. I promise you, it's not.
Say that one more time.
Okay, so like the Steelers. Last year, in the offseason, when Russ came, Steeler fans said, yeah, we just went from Pickett to Russ. We won 10 games with Pickett. How many games do you think we would win just with a little bit better of a quarterback? A really bad going from really bad at quarterback to just really average isn't the difference of as many wins as people think out there.
Do you think this team would have looked better with Justin Fields behind center? Be honest.
I think it'd be the same.
I think they would have been slightly better. I think they would have had an element that Russ just can't provide right now. For
The
them.
only
That's all-
problem
that's all
is
I'm gonna
like
say.
Pickens was carrying them through some games and Russ was getting Pickens the ball.
He was, but there's certain games where, like in Cleveland, they probably don't lose that game with Justin Fields in that snow game.
I don't know if it changes the perception of their
It doesn't.
season whatsoever.
They still won 10 games.
Yeah, they
and
just
lose in the first round.
Isn't that good as
And neither is Russ.
as a mobile No, you're talking about that slaughter edge as being mobile.
Oh, Justin Fields is the most mobile quarterback in the NFL,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, 100%.
Not as good though.
No, he's not as good as Russ. Is he not?
I think they're both high-level backups in the league at this
That's what I'm
point of their
saying. Like,
careers.
you know what I mean?
Like, if you have them at
if
your...
you had either one, you'd have the best backup in the league.
Like, come on, bro. You're not going into Buffalo and beating Josh. You're not going into Arrowhead and beating Patrick Mahomes with Russ as your quarterback.
Or into Baltimore and beating Lamar.
Bro, I don't even think they would be able to go to LA and beat the Chargers and Herbert. I don't
Herbert's
think.
a dog.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
Herbert's a
You know what I'm
dog.
saying?
Nah, it's a different story.
I have a question. If it was Houston versus the Steelers, how confident would you be to throw your pot on the Steelers?
Very confident.
Very confident.
No, I wouldn't be as confident.
Not as confident as I am with the Chargers versus.
The Texans team's bad.
I know, but
bad team.
still though.
The Steelers are the second worst team in the playoffs.
After the Texans?
Yeah.
Are they better than?
Maybe Tampa. Maybe.
Yeah, but they're all in that.
But I'm not
range.
betting against Baker.
They're
Like
better,
in
they're
that
better
game.
than Denver?
I don't know.
I think that they're better than Denver.
I would
But
have
that
to- I
doesn't
don't
say
know.
really much to me. You know, Denver's probably going to lose by 2 touchdowns.
If they're better,
against the Bills.
how much better are they really?
Yeah.
Like
I
if
mean,
you-
Denver's fluffy.
do they have the advantage? Do you feel like they have the advantage at quarterback over Denver?
Over Denver?
Like who has a better quarterback right now today, Denver or Pittsburgh?
Bo Nix.
It's
taking
Denver.
Bo.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
taking Bo.
taking Bo.
And
And,
have-
that's not
And,
saying a lot.
and who has the edge defensively?
Denver.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Denver
I don't know. Like yeah, they seem to me on paper like the second or third worst.
Denver has one of the best defenses in the league, brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
Josh is going to make that defense.
I know, man. They got the
Cookies.
You think so?
Cookies,
14
cookies and cream.
I don't know about 14 plus, but it's playoff football. It's a different level of
That is a
football.
different
You're going to see
football,
these. This is where you see the
But this is also sometimes where you see young guys break out, like a Bo Nix. Statement games sometimes.
not
You never,
There's two rookies.
not
it
against
won't
Josh.
happen, but I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bro.
There's two rookies in the playoffs this year.
Hey, yeah, this is where you're going to see the
crazy.
This is where you see the Patties, the Joshes, and the Lamars level up.
Lamar's maybe this year. We'll see. what happens. I hope so.
Hopefully, man.
I hope
It's
so.
funny. Lamar came out today, and I actually respected him a lot for this, because like he's not shying away from it. He's just like, guys, I just get antsy in the playoffs.
Yeah, I seen. Yeah,
Like sometimes I try to make plays before they're there.
he gets too excited.
Last year wasn't on him, though.
He didn't play well in the
He
AFC
didn't play well, man,
Championship.
but Zay Flowers fumbled that ball.
He didn't
man.
play great, but like you know,
Zay
He
Flowers
didn't
fumbled
play great.
Fumbled that
But guys,
ball.
as my point last week, you know who was also very antsy and Peyton Manning. It took Peyton Manning a long time to break out of it. Again, we can
It's
criticize.
fair.
It's very fair.
and it's also early.
It's fair. It's fair, and they'll break out of it. You would hope, and if he doesn't break out of it,
Then
it's-
so be it.
And then so be
Then
it.
he's still a top 15 quarterback of all time.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about legacies. The first question I want to ask you guys: which single player has the most to gain in this playoffs?
Most to gain in this playoffs.
Lamar.
I mean, I'll start with mine. I think Patrick Mahomes has the most to gain because there's not many times that you can actually three-peat.
We're doing this again.
No. I mean, it's just the truth, though. How often do you get to three-peat? He three-peats. He puts himself in a different.
We're doing this again.
Yeah, 100%. Patrick Mahomes has the most to gain on his legacy, in my
He
eyes.
has the most to gain
To three-peat?
over Josh Allen.
How many more times is he going to be able to three-peat?
How many more times is Josh Allen gonna win a Super Bowl?
He has a chance to do that every year. I'm talking about the three-peat.
Doesn't have a chance to do that every year.
I mean,
a real chance to win a Super Bowl every year.
with a quarterback like that, yeah. I'm talking about to be able to put yourself in a position to three-peat. You get what I'm
If
saying?
Josh Allen won a Super Bowl, what would you view him as? Is him and Aaron Rodgers a real conversation at that point?
It puts him in a
Puts him
different.
in a different.
It puts him as the clear. It puts him as the clear number 2.
I'm talking about all time because we're talking about legacies right now. We're not talking about current. If he
No.
won a Super Bowl, and somebody came and said, "Hey, he's better than Aaron Rodgers."
No, I still wouldn't better do that.
You
Why
sure?
not?
Because I mean, A-Rod went on to have like amazing numbers, but if Josh won 2,
Josh has amazing numbers. He's had 40 touchdowns for 4 years straight now.
I mean,
Total touchdowns.
number 2 would clearly put him over. That would still be an argument.
Right. But right now, it's not even a question. You can't say he's better than Aaron Rodgers. He's just not stupid. Then that's the most to gain. Over a guy who's going to stay at 2. Like Pat's going to stay at 2. He can't climb anywhere.
But I'm talking about not even like trying to overtake anybody, stuff like
That's
that.
a legacy, though.
But that's your legacy.
But that's legacy.
But imagine what it does to his legacy by the end of his career when he would be able to say, "Yeah, I was the first quarterback ever to three-peat."
If he doesn't win another one, then it won't matter.
Guys, am I
Hakeem, when
am
you
I
talk,
missing the boat?
Hakeem, when you talk about guys who, when you talk about the greatest to ever play their sports, the greatest to ever play their sports, they've all done things that nobody's done before. That's usually what elevates them to that position, is they do something that you've never seen before. Like
But
winning 7 is more impressive than three-peating,
No,
for
I
example.
know that.
But that's the problem with legacies, though. When you talk about the greatest of their sports, they all done stuff we've never seen before. But that doesn't mean anything, because, like, okay, he's going to be at 2, and in most people's eyes, he's going to stay at 2 with a three-peat. But there's 2 guys in the league that could elevate themselves to a top 5 to 10 quarterback ever. Like Lamar Jackson wins this Super Bowl right now.
You agree with that?
And wins another MVP.
You agree like the
Lamar Jackson has a shot to become a top 6, 7 quarterback.
Like for
Ever, bro. Ever.
the NFL, for Patrick Mahomes, he does have the most to gain out of this because he can say, "I've three-peated. Nobody's done that before."
What does he gain, though?
Doesn't look like
How much
anybody's
does
gonna
he
do
gain?
that before.
he can gain.
For legacy,
Is he going to change his legacy?
Yeah, because right
won't
now,
change his legacy.
because right now, let's just say you wanted to do like an all-time ranking. Like, yeah, no, people can still say like, yeah, Montana's better than him. This will like, imagine Patty being
I
able.
mean, if he has 4, they're going to be like, oh, I don't care how he did
But
it. Montana has 4.
with a three-peat though, the reason why I'm saying it is because, okay, Josh loses this year. I'm still gonna look at Josh as like this great quarterback, and next year they'll come back and they'll probably
Same with Pat.
No, if Pat loses this year, like there's no, like he would have to win 2 more to try to three-peat. Like I'm focusing on a three-peat.
Yeah,
but
but
if you
why
ask
why
somebody-
are you narrowing
ask
it down
somebody
to a
10 years
3?
from now, like, oh, how many rings does Pat Mahomes? Let's just say if he three-peats this year, he doesn't win one anymore.
They don't care.
How many rings does he have? Well, he has 4. That's
They're
it.
not going to care about a 3-peat,
Conversation
bro.
done.
I'm talking about, but I'm saying he would have.
He has to gain. He
Yeah.
has to gain on his legacy, but it's not the most to gain. Most to gain, we had this conversation before.
Yeah, we
Most
did.
to gain wouldn't be going from 2 and staying at 2. It would be what Josh is now, which is like the 18th best quarterback ever.
Josh or Lamar.
Elevating himself to 9 or 10. That's a different
100%.
story, bro. That's a
Josh or
way
Lamar.
bigger gap. Brother, let me tell you why I say that. Patrick Mahomes right now, right? To me, I came out and I, went on a whole thing about how nobody can replace him right now as number 1 in the league. Bro, one of these guys win a Super Bowl, I guarantee you half the country's going to be like, yeah, he's a better player than Patrick Mahomes, bro. You know how I know that? Because they say that about them now without a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's a big jump, bro.
I was
from,
looking
from
at
3
it
to
in
1.
I was looking at it in a space where, like, how many more times in his career is he going to win 2 to give himself to a chance? To
I know, but that's not fair because you're narrowing it down to a 3-peat. That's your criteria, is 3-peat.
It is.
But that's the only one that fits.
Because my other question is who has the most to lose in these playoffs?
It would have to be Pat, based on your logic. If you have the most to gain, you have the most to lose.
I looked at it with Lamar.
So you can't do that. You can't say I have the most to gain but nothing to lose. Then you have nothing to gain. If you have nothing to lose, you have nothing to gain.
I mean, in theory, but like,
The most to lose is Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Has the most to lose. That's why he has the most to gain.
We've had that conversation before.
Yes.
I think
That's why he has the most
I
to
think
gain.
Lamar has the most to lose. He can't lose bad.
He can't lose bad, but if he wins the Super Bowl this year, right? There's going to be a lot of rumbling and a lot of people calling him the best player in the NFL.
Yeah, that's normal.
A lot. Again, I say that because there's people doing that now.
Yeah.
Would you
So that-
disagree?
Yes, because I still don't think he's a better quarterback.
Wholeheartedly, you disagree?
Yes, because he's not a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes is. He's my favorite player in the NFL, but I know where he stands.
It's like when
he's
Manning
not the best
won.
quarterback in the NFL.
It's like when Manning won 1. Did you say he was better than Tom? Or like
People did.
No, but people
wasn't
say
right.
No, I'm saying like as a Tom Brady fan, where you're like, what are you talking about? My guy has 3 and has these finals. I mean, has these Super Bowl MVPs, and 1 is all it took.
Yeah, no. But people
I
were
think
putting him.
I think he would be absolutely, without a doubt, 1B at bare minimum.
Oh, you see,
2, 1B. I think at worst,
would you agree?
it would start being a gap between 2 and 3.
Would you agree though? This playoffs is gonna give us a good meter of where we could put the Josh Allen versus Lamar thing.
Listen, So my issue with that is it might not be fair
For who?
for Josh.
Because of the team?
Yeah, because I think if the Ravens
Play the Bills. They're going to
play the Bills, they're going to annihilate them. And it's not going to be on Josh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I can't sit there and be like, oh, this is why. Me personally, I think Lamar is better regardless.
I don't have a preference of who I think is better. I don't think anybody can convince me.
I can.
Because nobody can sit here and tell me why, like, with valid points on either way. Like, it just, like, goes both ways. I really think that you kind of have, like, the same player.
You switch them.
The reason why I think
Baltimore bought the same record.
I think they did. I think they would be the
Same
same.
record.
I think it's just the same thing. I really do. And honestly, it's not. It
I
just,
think both guys are better than Joe Burrow.
Oh,
yeah, I do too.
I think both guys are better than Joe Burrow.
But-
I think the thing with Lamar that I put him one hair over Josh is his improvisation in the pocket is better than Josh's to me. Like Josh is big, so Lamar ain't that big. He's 6'2", probably 215, 220. I give him. Under pressure in the pocket, it's a lot of improv. You see him fall back, travel 40 yards, bomb it downfield. Josh is gonna put his head in your chest a lot of times more than
Still not valid enough for me. I would have to see like actual. I'm not saying
But it
you're
is,
wrong.
though.
I'm not.
Bro, the best season Josh has ever had is this year. Lamar's season was better.
I know, Hattie, but you got to realize like he doesn't have 1,000-yard rusher or a wide receiver on his team.
I know, but he has a guy who has the most touchdowns in the league.
I know, but like he doesn't have.
See how you took us very specific criteria.
Oh,
James Cook has 16
I
touchdowns
know.
this year.
He has 17 actually. I think.
17.
Yeah,
That's a big
but
deal.
we're
Bro.
talking about.
He has a better receiving core than Lamar does.
No, absolutely wrong.
Yes, he absolutely does.
No.
Yes, he
Zay
absolutely
Flowers,
does.
Mark Andrews, and Bateman are better than.
Rashad Bateman.
Yes.
Lamar
man.
makes Rashad Bateman, bro.
Hetty,
He makes him.
You want
Rashad
the
Bateman.
truth?
but Josh
Hetty,
Allen
they
makes
make them all,
Khalil
Hetty.
Shakir
They make them
make
all.
better.
Coop is arguably on the same level as Zay.
Coop is not
damn
even the
this
best
year,
wide
bro.
receiver in that team.
He's not. Khalil Shakir is really good.
Shakir is.
He's
but
really good.
Coop is not. Coop is at more
Listen,
of a
they're
name.
offensively, receiving wise, they're not playing with much. Both of them. Let's
Both
not
of
make
them.
it seem like they're playing with fucking
know, but
great receiving cores, bro.
To me, again, there's nothing anybody could tell me like valid. Like
Who's
you-
a better thrower of the ball between the two?
I say Lamar.
Okay, then if you say Lamar, who's a better scrambler of the two?
I don't know.
Scrambler.
I don't know.
Who's a better runner of the two?
I think that
It's Lamar.
I think the better thrower of the ball is Josh. I think the better runner is Lamar. But I don't think that. I don't.
There's a
think
gap in either.
No, I really don't.
There's kind of a gap in
There's
running the ball.
there's a
And running the
gap
ball,
in
there's kind of
running
a
the
gap.
ball, but like I just. Who do I trust more in the playoffs today? I trust Josh more.
Okay, well, both of them have made zero
But- no,
Super
but-
Super
no, no,
Bowls.
no, but like,
Combined
Eddie,
between the both of them.
legitimately, my point to you.
Do they have the same amount of AFC Championship?
Appearances, yes,
Yeah.
they both have one.
There's nothing that you could say over the both. Like there's
No,
nothing.
Bills have two. Josh has two.
Does he?
That overtime.
You're right. You're right. Joe Burrow beat him one time in Buffalo.
They both have shortcomings in the playoffs. I again, there's nothing that.
Josh is gonna put himself in a hole he has to climb out of though, if he loses this year, especially if it's to Lamar.
Oh yeah,
Because the last time we saw you in the play, you can't beat Pat. The last time you played Joe Burrow one time, he beat you, and now we could say, oh, you played Lamar one time and he beat you.
yeah.
So you can never beat these guys. So we can't just say it's just a Chiefs.
Listen, if you want to,
Now it's just you can't beat the other guys.
if you
in
want the
league
truth,
at that
if I'm taking a quarterback to start a team, I'm taking Lamar because I think that Lamar is more.
Yo, for doing that, Burrow beat all of them.
He's better, but I can't tell you why. It's by an inch.
I'll tell you why.
But I can't tell you why he's better.
I think Lamar.
I like
is,
watching him more.
I think Lamar is better because I've seen Josh not have like the right offensive coordinator, and he was like one of the most turnover prone
Right, yeah.
players in the league. But like I don't know. I think I trust. Like I've seen like Josh go toe to toe with Petty.
Yeah.
But
we saw Lamar do it, and they both played like shit.
But I'm talking about
Like him and Pep played
but,
like shit
Josh
last year in the
walked
AFC
away
Championship
with
This year? On
In the
AFC
AFC
Champ-
Championship game. Lit up
no,
the
but
world,
I'm
bro.
saying like I don't know, like I trust Josh more, but not. It's again, I can't tell you why on either of them. That's why it's so close to me.
I trust Josh more in the playoffs right now because he's played better in the playoffs than Lamar has.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
but it's
But
again
again,
it's so close.
Well,
and the
Lamar-
gap, unfortunately, from 3 and 4 is getting bigger now.
Lamar has never had the receiver Stephon Diggs. Never.
Josh has never had Derrick Henry.
This year, I mean.
But also, you're right, because like without Derrick Henry, they were still winning 11, 12 games.
I think what we look at the Ravens as a lot more serious of a team with Derrick Henry. And I mean, it's not a. Again, I don't want to start.
They were
I don't
They were
want to.
nothing to Lamar.
They were a fumble away at the end zone
I'm
last
not
year from
gonna lie
Danny
to you
making the
guys.
Super Bowl.
Literally.
I don't want to start disqualifying.
He was going to annihilate the Niners.
I
He was
don't.
gonna
I don't want to
annihilate them.
start disqualifying players and because they got players and stuff like good players around them.
No,
I don't-
but that matters in the conversation.
no,
though.
no,
How
no,
far
I'm
you
s-
go, it matters.
No, I don't want to disqualify Lamar just because Derrick Henry's on there. Like they don't go nowhere without.
But it
Lamar.
matters to when you compare it to another guy, though.
It-
How
it-
much help they have around them.
it
When you talk about
does.
success of a team, it matters.
When you look at over the course of careers with Josh and Lamar came to a team that has never been
Bad.
really bad.
But they weren't great when he got
They
there.
weren't great, but that team was always winning 7 to 8 games. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't pick Lamar. They didn't pick Lamar with like the 3rd pick.
Yeah.
Right.
The Bills didn't win a playoff game for. I think they had one of the longest streaks of not winning a playoff game. They won. They haven't. They went a while without making the playoffs. Not winning a playoff
Yeah.
game.
It's more of the division.
So,
than
like-
it is in-
And they were shit with him to begin with, Josh. Like,
Yeah,
they were
it
shit
took
with
them
him.
1 year, and they
Yeah.
gave him Stephon, and they did what they did. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
They're starting to become a gap between 3 and 4, though.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
like you missed the playoffs 3 times in 5 years, Joe
No.
Burrow.
Well, last year doesn't count because he was injured.
But before he got hurt, they were 5 and 5. They
When
weren't a
did Josh
playoff team
Allen
with
come
him.
to the league? What year?
I think they all
Exactly.
19, I think, some shit like
him
that.
and Patty
Him
came
and
together.
Yeah.
So 8 years ago.
Joe Burrow, man, you need to get your ass on the playoffs soon, bro, because this is
8
starting to
years
get
ago.
ugly.
Did he play Tom?
Who? Burrow?
No.
Bill?
Josh.
Yeah.
The Bills?
Yeah, I don't know if they ever played.
Why would he play Tom? He was in Tampa by the time he started.
I'm sure they
in the
probably
league.
played one game against each
18
other.
or 19 he came.
Whatever 8 years ago was
This is their 7th year starting.
starting, but I think so. This
This is their 7th year.
Tom
the
left
last time I
in-
looked at it, this was their 7th
Tom
year in
left
the
in
league.
I thought
18.
this was year 8.
It was their 7th year in
unless
the
I'm
league.
wrong.
I could be tripping, but it was
Yeah.
when I looked at it, it was the 7th year in the league. Did Lamar come after Josh or before? Before.
Not sure, but I think before.
Yeah, I don't think he caught him.
Yeah.
I doubt he caught him.
Well,
Yeah.
that affected the play too, being in that division.
Scary part about these guys is they're still young, bro.
All of them are young, brother.
They're still young, man. Like Lamar's older than Josh, and he's
I
28.
promise you, we'll be sitting on this pod one of these days talking about how.
This was their 7th year in the. This was Josh's Lamar's 7th year in the
I
league.
promise you, we'll be on this pod one of these days trying to make the case for Josh or Lamar because those guys will have some rings being the best quarterback. And,
Hopefully.
you know,
Someone is gonna win.
I mean, brother,
Someone has to win one,
Maybe.
unless Jaden Daniels becomes that guy.
or these NFC teams just keep on leveling up because the NFCs have better teams.
Josh and Lamar came in the same exact year. They're both in year 7 right now.
and
year
Petty?
7 ain't shit.
I thought Patty did too, right?
Patty came before him, but he didn't start right away.
Oh yeah, okay.
It was 1 year.
Hey, these guys still have a long way to go, huh?
Absolutely, bro. That's
Fuck,
what, that was my whole point
we're
last.
fucking spoiled, huh?
That's what my last week. That's what I was
Holy
talking about last
shit.
week, though. These guys are ready to call these guys.
Got a good 5 to 9 years.
One of Patrick Mahomes' nicknames on Pro Football Reference is Fat Trick. Grim Reaper? Who the fuck calls him Grim Reaper?
We're gonna jump off the playoffs
Yeah, he has one more year than him.
for. We're gonna jump off the playoffs for a minute. We're actually gonna do the quarterback report cards for quarterbacks that did not make the playoffs.
Nice.
Tua.
Yeah, I'm gonna go B minus based on.
I'll go C plus.
Control.
I'll go C-ish.
It's hard to throw someone in week 9.
A-Rod.
C plus.
I'm gonna give him a C-ish too. I mean, he for an old man coming off an Achilles tear. Burrow.
I'm gonna go B minus for Burrow.
I'm gonna go solid B. Great numbers, but didn't get
Not
his team
enough.
in there. Stop telling me that he did everything he could. His team had 10 points against the Patriots in game 1. Win that game and you're in.
No Jamar.
Anthony Richardson.
C minus.
I'll give him an F.
D.
I mean, he's a second year.
Yeah, I'll
player,
give him an
bro.
F.
Relax.
Also like C.
I'm gonna go
Incomplete.
Incomplete.
I'm going
because,
incomplete
I
on
didn't
that
see
one.
enough of him.
Caleb. What are you giving a grade for this year?
B plus. I'm gonna give Caleb a B plus.
C.
I'm gonna give him B minus. I'm gonna give him B minus C
You
plus.
guys are being a little bit harsh on Caleb.
Rookie year had a really good numbers, but he has a lot to improve on. Purdy.
C.
I'm gonna give him a C minus.
B minus.
He played me.
Wow, you're giving him a little bit. Okay.
Played okay. He's a Brock Purdy guy. You know this.
Gino,
Oh,
C plus.
B.
I'll give him a C minus.
C minus. How
No.
can a guy who threw 4,000 yards be a C minus?
And what do you have touchdowns and interceptions? Kyler's.
C.
I'm gonna give Kyler like a C minus, almost damn near a D.
Damn.
Yeah, I got to be really tough on him, man.
This guy was
I gotta be fair, right? I mean,
Should have done playoff ones too. That would have.
do
They
you
would
guys
have.
want to do
I'm
something?
down.
They
You
would
guys
have got
wanna do-
feisty.
Those
All
are-
right, let's do
They
it.
would have got feisty. Quick improv, real quick. Ace, bear with us for a little bit.
All right, we're gonna do another report card. We're gonna do quarterback report cards for quarterbacks that are in the playoffs. Let's start off with Baker Mayfield this year.
A minus.
B plus.
I'll give him a B plus. Jaden Daniels.
A.
A.
I'm gonna give him an A. Rookie. Shit, you know what? I might have to give him an A plus.
A plus is the thing.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
That's
man.
reserved for only 2 guys in the playoffs right now.
Literally.
Josh Allen.
A plus.
A plus.
I'll give him an A plus. Lamar.
A plus plus.
Patrick Mahomes.
A plus.
A.
I'll give him an A because his number's not up there, but
He
I
was
mean,
15
still
and
give him an
one.
A plus. Bo Nix.
A minus.
B plus.
I'll give him a B plus.
Everything you say for Jaden, you can say damn near for Bo, bro.
Russell Wilson.
C plus.
C.
I'll give him a C. I'll give him a solid C. Justin Herbert.
A.
I'm gonna give him an A.
B plus.
Almost B plus.
B plus.
Really? Come on, man. Come on.
Not that high.
He's working with less than Joe Burrow is.
I'm not that high as you guys are on Justin Herbert.
He's working with less than Joe
I
Burrow
love
is.
him. I love him.
Why are you not
I'm
as high, though?
as high.
Let's
Well,
hear.
he's had a lot of opportunities.
How?
He's played with a lot. He's played with great defenses.
Not great
He
defenses.
is not.
Okay, good defenses.
He's played with good offenses.
Guys,
and good defenses.
good
no, stop saying that. You're gonna look dumb in front of these people. They had some of the worst defenses in the league.
I know, but they also had one of the best offenses in the league.
And they
they
have
had
the
some- they
best.
had one of the
They
worst
have the best
offensive-
road
offensive
defense.
lines,
no.
too.
They have the best
Offensive
road
lines
defense
and
in the
play
league.
callers.
You
but they had
realize
some
they went
guys.
from the worst defense in the league to the best defense in the league this year, right?
Yes, because of Harbaugh.
Yeah, I know, but
But he played with guys, so let's not make it seem like he played with nothing. He was good enough to win 8 games,
No,
wasn't he?
don't
9
get me
games.
wrong. He's
So you don't think he's 5?
6.
Who do you got over him?
He's 6.
Who's over him though?
Don't do this, because now you're gonna ruin what I was saying earlier, and I'm gonna be upset. Now I was
No,
gonna
I'm
look
not.
stupid.
Well, wait. So, but who do
No,
you have
no, I
over
don't
him?
want to. No.
Oh, no, I'm actually-
We'll talk about.
No,
that
I'm not
later, bro.
ruining it as in like I wasn't gonna say anything, but I'm saying like who's 5? Don't
Yeah.
say Jared Goff, because I had Jared Goff 6, and I don't want to look like an idiot now.
I do have Jared Goff at 5.
Over Justin Herbert?
Yeah.
You're absolutely
I do
fucking
have
crazy,
Jared Goff.
brother.
Howdy. With Justin Herbert on the Lions.
Oh, my
it's a
God.
What's
dynasty.
that? What?
No,
Ali,
don't
it's
even
a
do
dynasty.
that, guys. Come on, man.
Ali, it's a dynasty.
Well, it's not the Homer talking to me.
Ali,
It really isn't.
it's a dynasty.
It really isn't. No,
Swade,
it's
I
not,
think
bro.
I think that you're.
Well, no, wallah it is. Wahiyat Immi it is.
Oh, yeah.
Justin
It's a
Herbert on the Lions is a
dynasty.
fucking
No,
dynasty.
I'm not talking. I'm talking. It's not about the Homer in me talking about Jared
It's a
Goff.
little bit of the homer. No, but you
think-
know, I had Jared Goff 6 right now.
I think, guys, that
Argue
you're,
with the wall. He's 6.
I think you're ignorant to his career.
No, I'm not ignorant at all. He's had the most mediocre average career to begin, and he hasn't been in the league for that long. But I mean, they're a 500 team.
No,
They've
I'm
been a 500 team
saying
for a long
that
time.
Numbers wise,
Chargers.
So numbers wise, he had some of the most yards, most touchdowns up to this point, and then this year he had one of the most efficient years. Only A-Rod and Tom Brady have done.
Listen, he inherited a very mediocre average team, and they stayed mediocre and average. He didn't change life in the.
You know what he's gonna be?
Harbaugh changed life.
The
in
first
you
time
know
he
who
had
he's
a
gonna
competent coach, bro. The first time.
All respect.
legitimately.
the first 4 guys will figure it out without a competent coach.
Every good quarterback has a great coach, man.
And every coach has a great quarterback.
I'm just saying though, no,
And I'm saying, yes, sometimes they make guys look better than they actually are as coaches.
because Andy Reid was good
Uh-huh.
before Patty. John Harbaugh was good before Lamar.
He was.
McDermott's a
wasn't
different
great,
story.
but he was okay.
No, he won a Super Bowl with the fucking Flacco.
Man, they have fucking 9 Hall of Famers on defense, so
Flacco that year?
they had
Justin
9 Hall of
Herbert,
Famers on defense.
Well, I love Justin Herbert. Is an amazing quarterback. Well, you can. I won't mind having him at 5, but he's literally gonna be in the Chargers. He's gonna be another Phillip Rivers.
That's great.
Like,
Inshallah,
what do
he's
you
Phillip
rank
Rivers.
Phillip Rivers.
No, that's
fucking
not,
stud.
That's not fair, brother.
Stud what?
Phillip Rivers is a
No,
stud, bro.
When
What
you
have
could
done?
put your
What have you done?
when you could put your name.
Listen, I agree. That's why he's 5 and not 2.
Okay.
But I think he's 5 and not 2 because, again, historically, for the last 15 years, the Chargers are a 500 team. Last year, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. They took the records for the last 15 years for the Chargers. It was exactly 500 and 1 tie. And the points scored and points allowed were exactly even.
Yeah.
That was with Justin Herbert and without him.
How's that?
Because he didn't change life, but also, you look like, bro, he's 6'6". He has all the tools in the world. He's an efficient quarterback. He's accurate. Like, what's the hole in Justin Herbert's
And
game?
you could
He's
never
mobile.
have.
I'm not talking
There
about
was never a
but it's gonna like his ceiling. He's already there, and it's not going.
No, he has a
anymore.
high ceiling, bro.
No, I mean this year he
ceiling's
showed you.
fucking
This year
crazy,
he
bro.
showed you something totally different, bro.
Okay. I mean, that's
I
fine.
agree. That's why he's 5 and not 2.
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to say. Like, yes, I agree. That's why he's 5 and not 2. His
Wait.
bag, like, you know how in basketball we talk about bag? His bag is top 2, 3. But I agree
Justin
with you. Like, it's
Herbert.
not.
There was never a
Up to
time
fruition.
over the last
Don't
in his
get it
career.
twisted. Justin Herbert is amazing.
He's a better thrower of the football than Josh and Lamar.
Do me a favor.
1000%.
Just do me a favor.
1000%.
Do me a favor tonight before you go to sleep. Go read up on Justin Herbert.
No, man, I don't have to read.
No,
it.
he knows. He
I
knows.
know
No,
exactly.
I don't.
No, he knows.
I know exactly
He knows.
Justin Herbert
But
is
he's
better.
also right. He's not wrong.
No, he's that's why he's
5
number
and not
5.
2.
But
He has
But
his
when we were
shortcomings.
talking about Hakeem, he
Hakeem, let's not
played
make it
with
seem.
who?
But Hakeem, let's not make it seem. You've always said you can't do that.
No.
Remember, you just said we're not going to do that.
No, but
We're not going to try to build someone up by bringing down his
No.
teammates, and we're not
No,
going to
no.
bring him down by building up his teammates. Come on, bro.
but who
Offensively,
offensively who has he played with that you're
Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler in his prime, Josh Palmer. You had some guys.
okay? So the best offensive player that he played with,
You can
was-
argue-
Khalil Mack.
Hold on. You can argue some of his weapons. Go ahead and say
Joey
it.
Bosa.
I'm asking who.
He just said it.
Keenan Allen is the best wide receiver that he played with.
Keenan Allen was a
I
1,000-yard
know-
receiver
I
year in, year
know
out,
that,
bro.
but we're not sitting here talking about that he played with like Jamar and
I understand
and
that.
Higgins
I understand
or
that,
with
but
like
he's played-
Tyreek.
Okay, but Joe
Like,
Burrow
it
played
needs-
with him and
it
took him to a
needs-
Super
it
Bowl.
needs to be that.
So like it's okay.
Hetty,
It needs to be
but
Jamar.
when-
It needs
when
to be
people-
Jamar and T.
No, but
for
Hetty,
it
when
to be a good team.
people come out here and say like, oh, he's played with these weapons.
Keenan Allen's better than anything that Lamar, Josh, or Pat has ever played with outside of Tyreek. He's
And
better.
Stephon, guys, come on, Stephon Diggs is better than him.
That Keenan Allen, no.
Yes,
That Stephon Diggs and that Keenan Allen, no.
Yes.
Do you want me to pull up the numbers?
Yes.
You want me to pull up the numbers?
Hetty, you're
you want me
being
to pull up the
ignorant
numbers?
because Keenan Allen was a very injury-prone player too.
And so is Stephon Diggs.
No, outside of the year that he tore his ACL, no. What are you guys talking about?
So you think there's a gap between that Keenan Allen and that Stephon
yes,
Diggs from
man.
last year?
Yes. And who's the
Mouth?
second guy? The Mike Williams, who was
All right, take
injured
out-
a
okay.
ton.
I mean, he's played with.
Tell
him.
me
This
about his
year-
offense. This year,
2018, Keenan Allen had 1,200 yards. 2019, 1,200. 2020, 992. 2021, he had 1,138. And 2022, he had 752. Last year in the Chargers, he had 1,200 yards.
Okay. And now you didn't tell me about Stephon Diggs.
He played 2 years with Josh or 3?
I don't remember.
I'll pull it up.
He's
But like
a
no,
mid-quarter-
but guys, we're trying to make it seem like he played
He's a
with
mid-quarterback?
all these
like
guys.
with like no not mid. No, I'm not talking about mid. Like I'm talking about his
He had some
ranking.
shit. 1,500, 1,200, 1,400, 1,100. That was Diggs.
But my Hetty,
Very-
my,
like, it's a
but
very
Hetty,
close,
My whole
you know-
point is that like he did it. He also was playing with one of the worst defenses, one of the worst offensive lines. Like I'm not deflating anybody. Keenan Allen is one of the best wide receivers that have played.
In this era.
But I'm not.
Austin Eckler was also a stud for a long time.
But again, though, we're not sitting here talking about he played. It takes a lot
But
more.
he hasn't played with bums.
He played with one of the worst offensive lines in the league. He played with one of the worst
No, but Hakeem,
defenses.
he's
So,
had,
okay,
he's
how
had a
about
really
Burrow?
good receiver core. He's had a good run game, though. He's
Hetty,
had good stuff, bro.
It takes a lot
Remember
more
how
than
we
to
said
win, though.
No, no,
It does.
not for the first 4.
Yeah, it does.
not
though.
for the first 4.
What would Patrick Mahomes
No,
look
not for
like
the
without
first
a
4.
good
Because
defense,
I just saw
bro?
Lamar have the worst secondary in the league.
It's
They're in
not
the
that
playoffs.
anymore, though,
And I
bro.
always,
But it's not that bad
it
anymore.
was for 4 weeks.
Hetty.
They turned it on for 4 weeks.
Hetty, he played with
for the first 12 weeks. They were still 8-4.
My baby. He played with one of the worst offensive lines. He played with the worst defense
So
last
did
year.
Joe Burrow, and he took him to the Super Bowl.
He didn't have Jamar and Chase in the year that he went to the Super Bowl.
Yes,
he
it
didn't
makes
have-
up for it.
But Hetty, the year
see
that
how
he
it makes up
Hetty,
for it?
the year that he went to the Super Bowl, he didn't
Yes,
have the worst
he makes
defense
up
in the
for it.
league.
It wasn't that
Brother,
crazy.
they were 500 before him. They stayed 500 with him. He didn't change life on the Chargers.
Okay.
Has he changed
No,
life in LA?
Why has he changed?
I'm asking you, has he changed life in
seriously,
LA?
why has he changed?
Because no, Hakeem, if my franchise is consistently 500,
I know.
I draft you, and I'm still consistently
Petty.
500. You didn't change life
But
for
then
me,
at the
right?
point, then like you can't say that and then say, oh, I have Jared Goff over him.
I don't have Jared Goff.
I know that.
over him.
I'm
Don't
saying
look at me.
to him, you can't say that Jared Goff is.
But I mean, listen though, if Jared Goff wins a Super Bowl,
You're not going to tell me that even if they win Super Bowl, he's a better player than Herbert. Oh, yes, in the
His
season,
balls will be
yes.
bigger.
You get what I'm saying, though? We can't just sit here because Jared Goff is playing with future Hall of Famers and a
I
really
mean, if
good
Jared Goff
offense.
wins 2, he's top 5.
I know that, but I'm saying in general, though, you're
Sorry.
going to sit here and tell me that Herbert's better than Jared Goff? And tell me because it's because of Keenan Allen?
He's not more talented than Jared Goff. At some point, you have to win, Hakeem. Right?
Sure.
At some
He
point, you
is.
have to win, right?
No.
Because let me ask you a question. Is Josh Allen better than Joe Burrow?
Yeah.
Why?
I think he does more in the field than him.
How?
He runs the ball.
He's a dual threat quarterback. I think he does more.
100%.
I think he carries.
So is Justin Fields. Obviously, he's not better than Joe Burrow.
No.
Why is Josh
'cause
better than him?
I think he carries a team better than Joe Burrow does.
Does he?
I think he.
Because I just saw him deal with the worst defense in the league, and they still basically almost squeaked into the playoffs.
I think that
Right?
I think Josh covers up a lot more holes on a. I don't know how Joe Burrow looks with that offense.
Because
a
he
pocket
dealt with some
quarterback.
shit, right?
Who? Josh?
Joe Burrow, he's had perfect scenarios.
No, he hasn't had perfect scenarios.
So at some point, you got to figure it out, right?
Yes.
Winning matters at some point.
But
right?
Hattie, I think that when we sit there and we need to like understand a whole different level of things, though. This isn't downing Keenan Allen. Joe Burrow had a good defense that year, had Joe Mixon behind him. He had Jamar, and he had Higgins.
I'm not
But they
arguing
weren't.
that.
But they weren't Jamar and Higgins.
Yes, he was.
I'm not
yes,
arguing
bro.
that.
Jamar, yes.
I'm
Jamar-
not arguing he
3
played
years
with
ago-
more than
3
Joe
years
Burrow.
ago,
Joe Burrow's
Higgins-
played with a lot. I'm
Brother,
not arguing Joe
3
Burrow.
years ago, Higgins was a wide receiver 1.
So why isn't he 2?
Oh, because I have him 5.
Why isn't
I have
he
him
2?
5 because I think he's the worst of the bunch.
Why?
But I think
Why?
I do. I think he's
He's
the worst
not
of
less
the bunch.
mobile than the other guys. He doesn't have a worse arm than the
No,
other
he
guys.
doesn't carry. He doesn't carry a team as good as the rest of them. But Hetty, that's
But
why
that's
I have
what
him
I'm saying,
5.
though.
But it's different when you want to push him out and then put in a guy like Jared Goff or a guy like. Or,
No, the point that I was asking about Joe Burrow is because at some point, if let's say Jared, just some crazy fucking world, the Lions went 2 straight. Yeah, at some point, you got to look and say, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is more talented and he's better than Tom Brady. But at some point, he's not better.
100%.
He's better, but he's not better.
But I'm not
at
doing
some
that
point.
today.
No, of course not.
You get what I'm saying?
No, you're stupid.
No, it's not. Listen, I'm not
worse than
calling you
Jared Goff.
stupid. I'm not calling you stupid.
It's
but
not about.
He's just
it's not
stuck at
about-
one.
it's not
Listen,
about-
give it back. Give it back. It's okay. We've all done this
No,
before. We get angry. We get kind of upset about something. And we say something we don't mean.
No, it's not.
That's what he did.
And it's
right
not
now.
stupid. Jared Goff is
6.
Is actually probably one of the most underrated quarterbacks in
He's
this league.
6th.
You get what I mean? Wherever you want to put him, he's underrated.
6th. That's
But-
where I want to put him exactly.
Like I promise you, Justin Fields has never played with anything of a semblance of a culture and a team that Jared Goff has played with.
Who?
Justin Herbert has never played
Let me ask you a question.
in a semblance.
Real talk. Real fucking talk. Okay? This might be disrespectful. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Because to me, I don't know the answer to this.
You're gonna ask me if you switched them?
For the next 5 years, would you rather have Justin Herbert or Jaden Daniels?
You know what I think about Jaden.
I know what you think about Justin Herbert.
Give me one more year. You know I'd like to see 2 years.
No, you get this year.
No, I can't do that. Sorry. If I'm playing with safe money, tell me to bet. I'm gonna take Justin Herbert because I know what Justin Herbert is. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But that's
100%.
not fair. It's a rookie. You get what I'm saying? Because next year there's some tape on Jaden. I think he's still gonna be good, but
There's been tape on Lamar for a long time.
I'm just saying I would take Justin today, but I could change my mind next year. Is that okay?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I was genuinely asking.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
who'd you
not
take?
gonna do that. You guys know how I feel about
I had
year
Jaden,
ones.
boy. I tell you, bro.
I'm-
that
you-
motherfucker goes out, wins a game or 2 in the playoffs, bro.
Once again, bro, no disrespect to Justin Herbert. Amazing quarterback. Probably the second best pocket passing quarterback in the league.
Second, yeah, behind Joe.
Behind Joe.
I would still take Patty a better pocket quarterback too.
No, I don't think he's better in the pocket than Pat. I think he's
Consistent-
better in the pocket
consistent
than
in
Pat.
the
If we're just talking
pocket?
pocket.
No, Justin Herbert.
Bro,
Justin Herbert's good.
Pat is Pat because of his improv. It's not because he sits in the
Yeah,
pocket and
exactly.
fucking slings it, bro.
Exactly.
Pat's
but-
never been
yeah.
that guy
The
like
thing
that.
is about Justin Herbert, man, is like Like,
But I was just my whole thing about it, guys, is
you're
that
a great quarterback. Okay, all these other guys are great quarterbacks.
But that's all we were saying, though.
But,
is that he's
they've
great.
done something. They've taken their teams to AFC Championship
Yeah,
games,
that's-
NFC. He hasn't done
That's
that.
why he's 5 and not 3.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah.
But like,
Has
like,
Josh
I
won to
got
an AFC championship?
Twice.
Twice.
Are you sure it's twice? I'm pretty sure it's just once.
Josh Allen?
Josh
Yeah,
Allen does not
twice.
have gone to. No, he has not.
when they shootout against the Chiefs,
Okay.
and then
Once.
Once.
He lost to Joe Burrow in the second round.
Burrow,
in
Burrow,
the second round
it was
of
the
playoffs.
Chiefs and it was the Bengals in the AFC
Yeah,
championship.
it was
remember that
Chiefs and
picture
Bengals.
of Stephon Diggs in the crowd when the confetti was
Yes,
going down?
that
It
was-
happened again.
I don't think
Go
they've
look
gone
it
to
up.
two
I
AFC
mean, I
championships.
don't know, but from what I remember seeing, it was once. But
Go
I
look
can,
it up.
I can.
I don't think
I mean,
so.
it's a podcast. Luckily enough, we have time, right,
Yeah.
Ace?
We got one last thing that I really don't want to go into.
Have they ever been the first seed, the Bills?
I think so, maybe once.
I don't remember.
You could just look up Josh Allen's career real quick and
No, because he's played 2 games in the playoffs every year for the last 3 years. Has he had a bye at any point? He had a bye last year, didn't he?
all right, fellas, let's just do this since we gotta. He's 5-5 in his career. He has gone to 1 AFC championship.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
So him, Josh, and Burrow has gone to the same limits. Man, that Patty boy is good, I tell you, boy. And that Pat is really good, man.
He's gone to
Okay,
a bunch of.
That Pat is really good, man.
I mean, my God, it's really funny, man. Josh and Lamar's careers are like almost identical.
Man, if there was no Patrick Mahomes in the league, bro, greatest.
There will always
No, that would have been the greatest. They're both better than Joe Burrow. Bro.
There
I'm
will
sorry,
always
bro.
be a-
Hey, can I be honest with you? And I don't want to be disrespectful.
You think there's a
Josh
gap?
and Lamar take that team to the playoffs? Well, they do. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
bro.
I think so.
They just
too.
do. Bro.
I think so too.
They do. Hey, no hate on. No, Joe Burrow's great. I love him.
I want to say this, and it's not going to make any sense.
He gets up to the playoffs. Well, they do. Both of those guys get that team to the playoffs, and they just do, bro. They find a way.
There's
Even
something
with that
I,
defense?
They don't score 10 points against New England, bro. They just don't. I'm
there's
sorry,
something
they
I
don't.
want
Bro.
to.
They don't.
There's something I want to say that's not.
And
gonna
they don't
make-
lose every. Sorry to cut you off, but you keep cutting me off. Just fuck up and finish my point. Number one, they don't lose to New England, and number two, they don't lose every time they play a good quarterback. Every time Joe played one of the top 4 quarterbacks, he lost this year.
Yeah.
Every single time, bro. And it wasn't like, oh, his defense is shit. There were shootouts. All of them were shootouts.
Literally one
And
point.
all of them, it was the guy on the other team making a play. Patrick drove on him and scored. Lamar drove on him and scored. Twice.
This isn't going to make any sense, but this kind of comes to your point. I hate how sometimes like, you don't watch a game.
Right.
Let's just say you don't watch a game.
Right.
And let's just say it's like the Chiefs versus the Bills, or it's the Lions versus, fucking Tampa.
Right.
And let's just say Tampa plays Detroit and Tampa loses the game. And you'll look at the stats and you'll say, what if like Baker had like 3 touchdowns and Jared had like 1 touchdown throw? You'll be like, yeah, Baker still outplayed Jared Goff. And let's just say it was like a 1-score game. I still truly believe that sometimes it all comes down to like 1 throw from the quarterback. I don't care about metrics. Sometimes it's like these guys just make plays at the right time.
Yeah.
They just do. It's like you can't convince me. You could like look at stats this year. You still can't convince me that just because Baker had better stats than Patty, that he's a better player. Even in
Or
this,
Darnold.
you know what I mean? Like that he's a better player. Show me every time on a 3rd down when he made the play, or against Panthers when he's running down the sideline. It's not a pet thing. Like,
But three guys have made that play consistently this year, more than Joe Burrow has.
like when Josh
Consistently.
played Patty in the AFC Championship. Yeah, there's nobody in the world that could tell me that Josh lost him that game. He fucking threw the ball and gave Patrick Mahomes 25 seconds, whatever it was, like 30 seconds.
That's on his defense. I think.
That's on his defense.
Gave him 13 seconds.
He gave him 13
Yeah,
seconds.
you need to just stop.
You cannot the Chiefs thought they lost that game. No, they didn't.
Pat didn't.
Yeah, Pat didn't. Like when people kind of
Past the 13 seconds, that's 3 seconds
like when
too
people
much.
Wow.
and this is not a shot at Lamar, but like when people always bring up, oh well, Zay Flowers fumbled. There's like 2 more quarters after that. Like
Yeah, no, 100%.
there's always a play to be made. I don't care about stats. In those close games and stuff like that, somebody makes a play and somebody doesn't. You know what Brock Purdy did? He went and got his team a field goal. You know what he could have did? He could have ended the game with a touchdown.
Yeah.
But he did it.
True.
Boom. Just got it off my chest.
Good job, man.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go into the segment that I did not want to go into. Basement boys.
How about this word in their corner? Whoa.
My God, have the mighty have fallen. Let's talk about some records here, as we always do every single week. My boy Swade, 8-9, my boy. Almost 500.
I'm coming for that.
How do you
ass, bro.
feel, man?
I'm coming for that ass.
Say mine list.
I told you from the beginning. Don't let me get a few in. That's all I gotta say.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Looking like the Cincinnati Bengals out
Number
there.
2, we have Hattie at 10-7.
Jared Goff.
Hey, that's crazy.
Jared Goff.
And
That's crazy.
Number 1.
Number 1.
I'm still number 1. Like
How?
my strength of schedule tied at number 1 between Hattie and your old boy Moneyline Keem, 10-7.
About this word in their corner.
If there was no such thing as the fucking NFC North,
If there was no such thing as the Detroit Lions, you've been shit on the Lions all year.
it wasn't just the Lions, bro.
It wasn't just the
It was
Lions.
always the NFC North.
I mean, it was the Lions like 3 times now.
Yeah, I know.
We've
The
told you.
Vikings had
It's actually the Lions. It's not the NFC North. It's
yeah,
the
the
Lions.
Vikings.
The Lions keep
Vikings and Lions twice.
You picked the Vikings twice against the Lions, and you picked the Packers against the Lions, and they got fucked.
Was that no? That wasn't our game of the week.
You
though.
picked the Packers over the Lions. Well, you did.
In a game of the week.
You put money on them.
I mean, but was it for the game of the week though?
I thought it was.
I don't remember. Well, go look.
Maybe
back.
not.
Yeah, NFC North and Lions fucked me this year.
Anyways, the
Yeah.
Lions
Lions
have fucked you more
Lions
times
have fucked you up.
Then they should have.
Exactly.
And shame on me.
Disrespectful motherfucker.
Alrighty,
Jared Goff.
we're gonna go into the game of the week. The Basement Boys game of the week. is the Minnesota Vikings at 14 wins, going on the road to the Los Angeles Rams.
I got the Rams.
I also got the Rams.
Shit, the Vikings are gonna do this to me again, huh? I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
Good. Thank God.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I think coming off of a big blowout, they have a lot to prove in that game. I think Stafford is gonna throw a couple picks in this game.
All I gotta say is that we've bet against. With Matthew Stafford, and he's made us a lot of money.
You know why I went with the Rams? Because I figured, either we win the money line or I win this Basement Boys. Either way, I win something. Look at me. I'm gonna walk away with something.
Yeah, for real.
And we're gonna take Minnesota money line, right?
I don't know.
Really?
My heart tells me to.
You're pretty confident it was gonna be Minnesota money line.
I
I
know,
don't
but then
see it,
every
man.
time I sit there and I say, "Man, Sean McVay and Stafford,"
What I think is gonna happen in that game. Is
I mean, bro,
Sean
Connell
McVay
isn't nothing to sneeze at either, though.
is gonna
but I'll take
learn.
the combination of. I'll take Stafford to win a Super Bowl. I know you say he's washed, but I mean,
That Super Bowl's kind of overplayed a little bit sometimes.
he won, brother. A win is a win.
That team is fully healthy too, brother.
I know. But like, what has he done since?
I don't know, man. I'm going to go with Minnesota. I think that, again, I always like taking teams a week after they get blown out. I always like taking them.
Essential water is very good for you.
Oh, my God. This guy every single week. We'll see. Next week could be my first time coming down.
جيب لك بعض 10 خيس اتفق على بعض شو رايك؟
Hey, you like the lineup?
مستودع فانكو بابس.
Hey, you like? All right, fellas. Let's get into the basketball place spot of the pod. I'm full blast back into basketball. I'm excited about it already. Whoever said it was boring, can go fuck themselves.
That is boring.
Basketball?
Yeah.
We're gonna have some fun in this NBA section. We're gonna reference back to the last episode, episode 26. Shout out to Jameer Gibbs, number 26.
Top 5, top 5, top 5.
All right. So last week, we put up a video asking if certain NBA players in the past, at their primes, if they would be a top player in the current league. Would they be top 5 player? And there's one player that I'm just so shocked at that we're getting so much pushback on. I'm talking major pushback. We named Steve Nash, Tracy McGrady, Dwight Howard, Dwayne Wade, and Charles Barkley. My last guess in the world at the outrage and the anger would be at Steve Nash. Disrespectfully in these chats. Disrespectfully. So we're going to educate you guys on Steve Nash. I'm going to hand it off to my good friend, Eddie.
Yeah, because a lot of people were questioning our basketball knowledge.
And that's when it made me mad.
Because come sit in front of me and let me talk basketball with you. Because you're going to look very stupid very quickly. We appreciate the comments, though.
Keep on. We love we love the good, the bad
though.
comments, but I think that you need to be educated about Steve Nash. I started seeing comparisons to Luka and
Steph
and to say that he would be better than guys like Jason Tatum today. So I just think that maybe you guys need to be. I don't know if Phoenix Suns fans were like living on our page. Keep on coming back.
People like Steve Nash.
Why?
I mean, because they relate to him. He's a small guy, not supposed to be doing what he's doing, and he was doing it.
He wasn't that good, and most people that
Play
support
basketball
him
aren't that good.
probably weren't that good at what they do either.
Right. The Steve Nash conspiracy. It's a funny thing with Steve Nash. It really, really, truly is. Steve Nash was a fun player to watch. You say what you want about Steve, he was a fun player to watch. You said it was the worst MVP in NBA history, right?
Ever.
Okay. Somebody said Derrick Rose, by the way, as an answer to that.
That's insane.
The most system player that's ever existed in NBA history is Steve Nash. And it's not even close, and it's not even a question. I'm going to shoot some quick rapid-fire numbers at you guys. Quick rapid-fire facts at you guys. Before D'Antoni, Steve Nash played 8 seasons. His averages totaled 12.6 points per game and 6 assists per game. That's not as good as Austin Reeves is today. Under D'Antoni, 18 points and 11 assists for 4 seasons. Under D'Antoni. James Harden also played 4 seasons under D'Antoni. He averaged 32, 9, and 7. The New York Knicks, when D'Antoni got the job in 2009, he had 9 guys that averaged in double-figure scoring. 9. There was 9 guys on the 2009, not 2019, 2009 New York Knicks who averaged in double figures. In 2010, there was 7, and in 2011, there was 7. There was 6 guys who averaged over 15 points a game under Mike D'Antoni. Stephon Marbury, the year before Steve Nash got to Phoenix, averaged 21 and 9. Stephon Marbury. Raymond Felton, under Mike D'Antoni, averaged 17 and 9. Chris Duhon, under Mike D'Antoni as point guard, averaged 11 and 7. And Nate Robinson, off the bench, averaged 17 and 4. The year before Steve Nash got to the Suns, Stephon Marbury averaged 21 and 8. Sean Marion averaged 19, 9, and 3. Joe Johnson averaged 17, 4, and 4. And Amari Stoudemire averaged 21 and 9 as a second-year player. The years before Steve Nash got there. Clint Capella was damn near a 20 and 10 player under Mike D'Antoni. Jeremy Lin took over the planet for 3 weeks under Mike D'Antoni. You can't win an MVP in the NBA taking 11 shots a game. Over a guy who's averaging 35. Over a guy who was in his 3rd year, averaging 31, 7, and 8. You can't win back-to-back MVPs. You can't be an MVP over a guy who, when you played him in the playoffs, he went up 3-1 on you in the first fucking round and lost the next 3 to prove a point to his front office. And Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul. You can't be MVP over that other guy, bro, when his best player was Smush Parker. Because Amari Stoudemire, without you, in New York, was an MVP candidate.
Sure was.
The year you won MVP, Sean Marion finished top 10 MVP voting, and Amari Stoudemire finished top 10 MVP voting. The year you won MVP, where you averaged 15 points a game. 15 points a game. 15.
But hey-
and before people say, oh, well, that's what the offense asked of him. It was the same offense that asked the same of James Harden. And James Harden averaged 33. We were asking about the top 5 guys in the league. What would Shai average in a Mike D'Antoni offense? Somebody tell me.
He's averaging.
Would it be less than 35? He's playing on a defense-first team, and he's averaging 32.
Literally.
Chris Duhon averaged a double-double damn near. Chris Duhon, bro, and respect to Chris Duhon.
Bro,
Raymond Felton was a 17-9 guy. Raymond Felton's numbers under Mike D'Antoni were similar to Steve Nash in Phoenix.
Bro,
Come on, guys.
And I hate to do this. This isn't
Come on,
supposed
bro.
to shit on Steve Nash, but when
Come
I
on,
said
bro.
if he would be a top 5 player in this league,
Come on.
I don't think he's a top, in his prime, I don't think he's a top 15 player in this league. He's pushing 15 closer than he is to 5. Actually, Swade, keep count. Let's do this real quick.
Point guards that are better than Steve Nash
No,
today.
no. We're going to do players. I don't
Right.
think he is a top 15 player in this league. Player, just as a
Right.
player.
And I'll be fair.
We'll be fair. D. Mitch,
1,
No.
Jason Tatum.
No.
2,
Is he better than Jaylen Brown?
Give him Joe, bro. No problem.
Brunson.
No.
3.
Cat. We'll give him that.
Give him.
Even though it's
Give him.
Paulo, we don't know yet. Well, but
Probably not.
probably not. But don't add that. Giannis,
4,
Absolutely not.
Lillard.
No.
5.
His comp, Tyrese Halliburton.
Maybe.
That's
sure.
who he
Give it to
is.
him.
That's
Sure.
who he is,
Give it to him.
guys.
Sure.
Jimmy Butler,
In his prime, no. Absolutely not.
Bam Adebayo,
He's better than Bam.
Cade.
No.
He's not better than Cade.
7.
He's absolutely not better
Trey
than
Young,
No, absolutely not better than Trey Young.
Zach LaVine.
Give it to him.
Bro, from 3 years ago, no. But now, sure.
Sure.
No problem.
Embiid,
Absolutely not.
Paul George,
Absolutely not.
10.
Maxey,
Absolutely not.
11.
LaMelo,
No.
12.
Shai,
13.
We're getting to the are you crazy parts of the list. now.
Ja,
14.
Joker,
15.
Luca,
16.
Kyrie,
17.
LeBron James,
18.
Anthony Davis,
19.
Austin Reeves.
Sure.
Sure, maybe. Harden,
20.
No, Harden's better than him.
Kawhi Leonard,
Kawhi when healthy's better.
21.
Anthony Davis.
You already said 18.
I'm so sorry. Edwards,
Durant's
22.
better. Kevin Durant is better.
23.
Wemby,
24.
Wemby's better.
Curry,
25.
Darren Fox,
26.
Devin Booker,
27.
Zion.
When
28.
healthy, sure.
Do you see where we're at?
Mind you, he wasn't top 5 when he played.
Thank you.
People are upset saying, oh, why don't we have him top 5 today? He wasn't top 5 when he played. Motherfucker, there was people on that list that we named Charles Barkley and Dwayne Wade, and they didn't get the same outrage. Charles fucking Barkley didn't get the same outrage as Steve Nash did.
I don't understand.
Do you
why
remember when we did
Steve
that
Nash-
list, the top 25 list in the NBA? People were more upset at Steve Nash over guys like T-Mac.
Yes.
Over guys like T-Mac and, Carmelo,
and to
bro.
the people that say, oh, in this league where people shoot a lot more threes and he would shoot a lot more threes, and you compare him to a guy like Luka, Steve Nash could never be the creator of his own shot than some of these guys like Luka or like Harden that played in that same system that in the Mike D'Antoni system. What are we doing? What are we talking about?
All
here?
I had to see, bro, was what his production looked like before Mike D'Antoni, and I seen everything I needed to see.
Beheady. Even
He
with his production with
averaged
Mike D'Antoni, it's not like
12 and
Eddie,
6.
what was his production
He
with
was
him?
a role player. Steve Nash is a great player. He was a role player before Mike D'Antoni. He averaged 12 and 6. And for people to be like, oh, well, it was 8 fucking seasons before Mike D'Antoni. It wasn't 1 or 2.
And
bro.
with D'Antoni, he averaged 18. And
About to
50,
say
17 and
something so
11.
disrespectful. What's the difference
Raymond
between them?
Felton averaged 17 and 9. And no disrespect to Raymond Felton, he was a dog. He averaged 17 and 9 under Mike D'Antoni. Jeremy Lin took over the NBA for 3 weeks.
Stop
Clint
it.
Capella
Don't.
had his career years, bro. Clint Capella's a role player, my baby.
And we didn't want to do this to Steve Nash. We really, really didn't. We really, really didn't.
But we're going to, and we did.
But why? But when you start putting his name with Luka, then I gotta start coming at you.
Here's the issue. You said something last episode about NFL. You gotta add context. It's a lot easier to understand football than it is basketball. It's a lot easier.
Are you saying people don't understand basketball?
I'm saying people, the average Joe,
As fans,
as a casual fan, has a grasp on NFL. It's a lot easier to have a grasp on the NFL than it is to have a grasp on the NBA. Because if you show a random person the NBA right now, you usually have him sit down and watch an NBA game. Everybody looks athletic. Everybody looks really good. There's no context they could add. Zero.
true.
If I showed you that Dallas-LA game that we lost the money line on, and I showed you PJ Washington, and I showed you LeBron, there's nothing that I could say to convince you that LeBron was better than PJ Washington. Nothing.
even
nothing.
this, even the, when he did the switch the hands.
Yes,
the dunks.
nothing.
Oh, nothing. Okay.
Because PJ then you had a 20-point double-double.
I know.
There's nothing I could show you to be like, yes, he's actually better. You're going to just be like, no, they look the same thing, bro. It's hard to grasp NBA. It's hard to analyze the NBA in a contextual way, in a smart way, bro. I know why people jump on the Steve Nash thing, because Steve Nash was super fucking cool as a basketball player. It was a cool offense. It was fun to watch. It was a lot of points put up, and it looked really good, and it looked really flashy. It won nothing. It won nothing. What's Steve Nash ever won in his career? How close has he even gotten?
One of you.
How close has he even gotten?
But
Kobe beat you at 33. He beat you at 28. He beat you at 21. Who were you running into? You're running to the Spurs? Like, who? Why didn't you win anything? What's your excuse? What's your excuse?
Oh, the excuse was
You won 60 games
is
every
he
year.
wasn't good enough.
What's your excuse, bro?
He wasn't
You
good
want to know
enough.
what it was? It's because when he got to the playoffs and he played a real defense and he played a real NBA team,
Exactly.
they stopped it. Kobe Bryant went up 3-1 on the 60-win Phoenix Suns team and threw the last 3 games to make a point to his front office, bro.
But
I
Hedy,
want you to think about that.
I'm not going to give these people that out, though. There's no way that you watch Steve Nash and then 15 years later, 10, however long
It's
it was.
nostalgia, bro.
There's no way that you
It's
watched
nostalgia.
Steve Nash and then watched Luka and said he can be a guy like Luka. Like that's not content. That's an agenda behind it. There's something there. Like I don't get it.
Let's do this real quick. You brought up those guys. Let's do this. When he was playing, name me a name that wasn't better than Steve Nash when he was playing. Right? Stop me. Dirk.
He was better than him.
Dirk was better than him, right?
Yeah.
Put your finger up. Dirk. Kobe Bryant.
2,
Tim Duncan.
3,
LeBron James.
4,
Tracy McGrady.
5,
Gilbert Arenas.
6,
Kevin Garnett.
7,
Shaq.
8,
Dwayne Wade.
9,
Carmelo Anthony.
10.
Amari Stoudemire.
Amari was a better player than
Okay,
him.
11.
Chris Bosh.
Yes.
And these are guys, Tony Parker.
Tony Parker, 100%.
I heard
And,
Kevin Garnett.
and these are guys, by the way, I'm not even naming like a young Kevin Durant, bro. You understand? I'm not, like Allen Iverson ain't on this list, but he was in that NBA.
That 06,
You see
07,
what I'm
those
saying? Yes,
years.
bro. Yes, bro. Like the Detroit Pistons, that year that he won the MVP, wouldn't have traded Chauncey Billups for him, bro. Detroit wouldn't have given up Chauncey Billups for Steve Nash, bro. No, they wouldn't
know
have.
they would have
No, they
not.
wouldn't have, bro. No, they wouldn't have, bro.
So Steve Nash was playing in an offense at that time. Mike D'Antoni started this thing where you have to shoot the ball. It was like the 10-second rule.
And by the way, what the fuck happened? We grew up understanding that.
Yeah.
We grew up understanding those numbers are inflated. We always said it when we were young. By the way, people think we're young. All these guys must have. Bro, we're 30.
Really, by the way,
I was 17 years old when Steve Nash was in his prime,
really
bro.
efficient.
But, like, he wasn't like that.
really efficient player, but he was primarily a pick and roll player. You couldn't just.
What's the difference between him and Rajon Rondo?
He was a better shooter than him.
Somebody tell me, like, he brought up this point. I don't know the answer to it. Why is he better than Trae Young? Honest to God, why is he better than Trae Young?
Trae Young is better than
Bro,
him.
Trae Young under Mike D'Antoni's offense would legit, real
Trae
talk,
Young
average
took-
30 and 15.
just-
You wanna know how I know that? Because he's averaging
doing it right
28 and
now.
11 now.
And he took his team to an Eastern Conference championship without
Yes,
an Amari
bro.
Stoudemire.
Yes.
Man, he didn't. Come
Yes,
on, bro.
bro.
I didn't want to do this to Steve Nash, but you guys kept on going, and my phone keeps on going off too. Stop.
By the way,
he wasn't that good.
Be like that commenter. One of our viewers asked us a serious question. He said, serious, like, no trolling. Like, why is D-Wade better than Shai? Conversations like that, no, I love it. No problem. It's a question. Whatever it is, I forgot about even answering. I was supposed to answer on the spot. I forgot about even answering it. But if you want the truth, I'm going to sum it up for you. I'm going to sum it up. D-Wade did at 23 years old, what Shai is still attempting to do to this day. And that's not taking any accolades out. No MVPs, nothing. What Shai is still trying to do to this day, D-Wade did it in year 3. Anyways.
Look at these comments. If Steve Nash adapted to the three-point system nowadays, he would thrive. Nash would average 25 and 12 in this era.
Yeah, right.
Nash deserved both MVPs. I'll die in this hill. Man turned around a 29 team to a 62-win team with pretty much the same roster and same coach.
Are we missing something? Are we seriously missing something?
Steve Nash with a smaller version of Luka. Looks not athletic, but destroys everyone.
He's won nothing. Who's he destroyed?
Nash
What's he
hates
destroyed,
childish.
bro?
His game was hoop. IQ was always elite.
Whose IQ was always elite?
Nash take was hideous. Dude averaged 24 and 12 today. And even if he did average 24 and 12, there's like 10 other players that do
Exactly,
that now.
bro.
What are you talking about, buddy?
You know how many guys are averaging 20 and 10 right now?
A lot.
20 and 9. Let's
A lot.
let's break it down to 20 and 9.
A lot.
Like,
A lot.
come on, bro.
It's a different league. It was a whole different league. They're like, I mean,
They had by far, in a way, the fastest pace in the NBA year in and year out, bro. You don't think that's gonna do something for your numbers?
but what numbers? He barely, his numbers are.
And my man,
But everybody around him. My baby, he had 2 guys that were averaging 20 and 8.
he's
on his team.
bro. He's a really good player, but just because I put him on a list and didn't say he would be top 5 right now, I said that he's the worst MVP winner. I just didn't say that because I have like this agenda of hate against Steve Nash. It's just true. Like people brought up Embiid's. What Embiid averaged
32 and like 13.
What are we doing? What are we talking about? No, he's the worst one, and I don't say that every time. Every time you put the camera on Shaq, he has to bring it up. Like what?
And there's more than just Shaq saying it about those MVPs that have mentioned about those MVPs.
He got one MVP.
2. Back to back.
If
got
Steve
two
Nash
back-to-back.
averaged
He
24,
robbed Kobe, then robbed Dirk.
He robbed a lot of people.
he robbed everybody.
He robbed a
I
lot of
remember
people.
those years. Yeah, he robbed Kobe. Clearly robbed Kobe, and then
You robbed Kobe, LeBron, and Dirk all in the same year. That same year he won MVP. LeBron finished 2nd, Kobe finished 3rd.
That's insane.
LeBron was averaging 31, 7, and 8 and dragging those Cleveland bums deep in the playoffs every year. And Kobe Bryant was averaging 35, 5, and 5 and took his bum of a franchise to the playoffs that year.
That's insane.
And Steve Nash was on a 10-second or less offense. That's worked for Clint Capella.
All right, we're not gonna waste any more time talking about Mr. Steve Nash.
People just like, bro, like it's so easy to comment, just throw some shit.
Yeah.
It's different when you
And I
gotta,
love it.
It's different when you
Please.
gotta
To
face
our
it.
viewers, please keep on commenting. We love it, but we're gonna come back
I was
at
just
you.
to ask, I was like, bro, why doesn't First Take ever do like a cool thing where like they bring like a guest on to argue? And then I understood, oh, okay, that's why.
That's exactly why.
Because maybe somebody would say that Steve Nash looks
better than
like
Luka.
Luka. You know what I'm saying? That's why.
Then they
Like,
gotta shut it down.
that's actually
because
crazy.
how many people would get the remote and click off? I would.
He wasn't, but the thing is, he wasn't top 10 in his own
I
era.
know, bro.
So how is he top
And the league
5
is better
here?
now.
How's he top 5
The
here?
point guards are better now.
Like, how is he better? Who did they want out of the 5 instead of, like, who did they want to put him for?
I asked.
So who is it?
I think most people brought up Tatum.
In what world is Steve Nash better than Jason Tatum, bro?
And even if you don't want Tatum, if you what world is he better than Embiid? If you don't want to put Tatum,
How is he
in
better than what LeBron is today?
He's not. We counted 25 people,
28. We weren't
28
even
people,
done.
and there's like second options on some
then there's
teams.
people on the
LeBron at this age in the Mike D'Antoni offense still averages 31 and 11 today.
I mean, he's averaging 25 on a JJ
25
Redick
and 9. That's what
Yeah,
I'm telling you. Today would average 30 and 11 on that offense. Today. And LeBron's arguably, some people don't even have top 10 anymore.
This year.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
When I was curious, I was like, who did they want to kick out?
Yeah, it's
Because
bad.
you ain't taking Joker out. You ain't taking Giannis
You
out.
can't take nobody out.
You ain't taking Luka out. You damn sure ain't taking Shai out. You ain't taking Ant out. You ain't taking Tatum out. Who are you taking? Who's the 5? Like, who is he? Where does he rank? I'm so scared to even ask, okay, where does he rank? Because you're going to hear some 2s and 3s.
Yeah, bro. Where?
Because people like nostalgia is a motherfucker. You think nostalgia is bad in the NFL? It's terrible in the NBA, bro. It's fucking
At least when
terrible
people
in the
talk
NBA,
about nostalgia, they're backing it up with Peyton Manning and
like,
at least those
You
guys.
think
Yeah,
it's bad
sure.
in the
You
NFL,
know,
in the
Actually,
NBA,
make a
it's pretty
case.
fucking terrible.
there's
bro.
a case. Steve Nash.
Yeah.
They bypassed when we said that. Like,
By the way, Steve Nash had an impact on the league.
yes,
When we were
bro.
growing up, Steve Nash was cool. He was really cool, bro.
just
There was a lot of Steve Nash jerseys, if you remember. He was like a cool guy, but why was he a cool guy, though? It's a podcast, just be honest.
He was just one of us.
He was a smaller guy. He wasn't like this uber athletic guy. A lot of Americans related to him because he was the same skin color as them, bro. And it was cool seeing. It was like a great white hope all over again. But again, you need to add context to it because when I go back and look, I don't give a fuck about your skin color, bro. I don't give a fuck about anything that doesn't relate to basketball. All I care about is basketball. How did you look as a basketball player? That's all I care about. And how you looked as a basketball player doesn't match up with these first fucking 6 guys in this league.
Like 25, you mean?
Whatever. Because there was guys on that list, maybe we were being a little disrespectful to Steve Nash.
No.
But there's like 10 guys where it's like not even.
Yeah.
All,
Well,
all those
it's not
guys
even
that we
close.
named, there's no way Steve Nash comes remotely close to them.
How is Steve Nash better than Cade Cunningham?
He's not.
Tell me how.
He's not though. But he's
No,
not.
well, tell
though.
me how.
Steve Nash couldn't create his own shot,
How
boys.
is- how
What are we
is Steve-
talking about?
4 years ago, Paul George. How is Steve Nash better than that, bro?
Guys, Steve Nash cannot create. He couldn't create it. You know how we call like wide receivers slot He was a pick and roll merchant.
Yeah, he was. Wallahi, he was.
I swear he was.
In the playoffs, when they took away his pick and roll, he was cooked.
Yes,
he
he
was fried.
was. He
Well,
could.
there's three players on New York that wouldn't take him over Steve Nash.
But there's like I'm not taking Steve Nash over LaMelo Ball.
I'm not either.
No,
I know Mike.
man.
People hear that and think it's clickbait. Oh boy, it's not clickbait, bro. I really truly believe that. I don't think he's a scorer that LaMelo Ball is. And again, I'm seeing LaMelo average 25 and 9 on a bad team. Like if you gave him 3 20-point scorers
enough.
under a 10-second or less offense, what does that look
You
like?
know,
bro?
it was a great thing. It was a
I
great.
saw Raymond Felton average 17 and 9. Don't tell me LaMelo's not going to average 30 and 10. Sorry.
It was a great thing to see. One the good things about unfortunately, Mike D'Antoni getting fired so much as we've seen him go to a lot of different teams.
Mm-hmm.
I seen James Harden with less talent most times than what the Suns did, and the motherfucker was averaging almost like 35. And
He was doubling the production.
Yeah,
Bro. He was doubling it.
stop it, brothers. Stop it,
There's
brothers
so
and
many
sisters.
other players we missed as
Well, consider yourselves educated.
No, they're not.
We'll bring you
I'm
guys
just gonna
back
cuss
to
outside
class,
anymore.
and you guys can come back. But watch this full thing. I'll post this full video. It's gonna be. You know what the title of it is gonna be? The Case of Steve Nash.
Yeah, well,
It just really is. I had to do it. I had to. Steve Nash fans and Bill Mafia. They're
coming for your head.
they're coming for my head, bro.
Nobody comes.
all right, bro. Buffalo got ranked one of the nicest cities in America,
Bro,
like, as far as people are concerned.
No.
the
You
can't tell talking
the
to Bills
Bills
fans.
Mafia is literally like
A mafia?
all about helping and all about like they're a great
No,
fan
100%.
base.
A few bad apples don't make it for everybody.
Yeah.
They take it as like Bills.
Yeah.
What about your ass, bro? For real.
Detroit versus everybody, baby.
So there's a few players that we've watched kind of fallen out of grace here recently in the NBA. We seen our boy Bradley Beal get benched recently. Chris Middleton has gone to the bench. We see a guy like Jimmy Butler. I don't know where he got all of this, cockiness from to think that he could jump from team to team. He's fallen out of favor in Miami. And I was just thinking about something. There is no room for overpaid, out of their prime
Wings.
wings on a winning team, especially in like this CBA and what you have to do with cap room. Like, if I was the Lakers today, I would not trade Austin Reeves for Bradley Beal. Like, I would not.
You think he's a?
I think
you think Bradley Beal is better though than AR as a basketball player right now?
I don't know, like today, because Bradley Beal's like, he's older now, bro.
How old is Bradley Beal? Like 30, 31?
His body's older than that with the injuries.
I think with Bradley Beal, it's just a fit thing.
Is it though?
Yeah. It wasn't that long ago that he was averaging 30. It wasn't that long
Taking
ago.
all the shots on a bad team, though.
I mean, you still got to do it. You still got to average 30.
It's just at this point, you don't have any room on a winner. Unless you want to come off the bench. If you don't want to defend,
How good do you think Bradley Beal would look in Golden State? He looked like a much better player, right?
Yes, but I don't.
You're taking him, putting him on a team with two guys that do the same exact thing he does. It's not enough basketballs, bro.
But Hetty, you know Bradley Beal makes one of the biggest salaries in this league.
Oh, he could be overpaid.
He is probably
That doesn't
the most,
make him worse than somebody else. So
he's
the fact that he's
one of the
overpaid.
most overpaid players in this league, and I like Bradley Beal. And I was thinking about like Jimmy Butler, like what has he done in his career to?
He's been to the finals twice.
He's done some shit.
But guys, every team that he goes to,
Hey, Jimmy, bro. Who do you think you are? Like, real talk, shout out. Who do you think you are, bro? Who? Like, who do you think you are?
every team you go to, you have a problem with them.
Maybe you're the issue, bro.
No, you are.
So you're the only one that wants to win now. No. So out of 10 franchises, you're the only one that wants to win now in these locker rooms, huh?
I mean, go down the list.
Go down the list.
Minnesota.
Cat is better today.
Today?
Cat ended up being better than him.
Cat is better today.
Okay.
Okay. Joel
Philly.
Embiid in the Sixers is a problem?
Joel Embiid.
That wasn't his fault.
That was the only. Well, he wanted to say that. That was the only.
Yeah,
he
that
left
wasn't
with the
his
money.
fault. He's smarter.
And Miami.
Miami.
It's the best culture in the NBA, damn.
And he's the injury prone guy that misses time in the playoffs.
You could do a lot worse than Tyler Hero in this league, bro. You know that. You could do a lot worse.
It's just not.
So he doesn't want to play for them this year? Like he's just stopped? He wants
He's
to be
mad
traded?
because he's 35 years old and they won't give him a big contract. Yes, man. There's only bad teams in this league are going to give you that.
Unless you're
contract.
all-time great.
Thank you, bro. You haven't earned that, man. Cool, man. You were an underdog and you went to the finals. Great.
Gotta get it done.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
Right,
fine, bro. Fine.
LeBron and Jokic.
And playoff Jimmy for a long time was a real thing, but it was never finals Jimmy. It was playoffs Jimmy. Jimmy played really well in the finals against the LA Lakers, if you remember.
You sure did.
He scared us for about 2 games there,
You sure did.
but 2 games ain't enough to get paid $60 million a year.
And then you
Come
got
on,
swept by the
5
Joker.
years ago now. You know what I mean?
God damn.
Yeah.
You got swept by the Joker. Yeah, you know. I mean,
I would trade AR for Jimmy Butler for 1 year. If we're just talking about 1 year, yes.
Yeah.
I would, yeah.
I look at
And I
Jimmy.
love AR.
I look
But
at
like in a playoff series.
No.
It's a
of
lot scarier
course.
for the other team
No,
than
of
Jimmy
course.
Butler.
I look at Jimmy as a lot better. I personally wouldn't do it for Beal today. I look at Jimmy as a different player.
I wouldn't do it because I wouldn't know what the fit looks like.
Because AR's playing point guard right now. I know Beal can't play point
Bradley
guard.
Beal plays the same thing that AR does. He plays the same way he does.
He's not a. I don't.
He was playing point guard for the Suns for a minute.
Didn't look good.
And then they switched it to D-Book.
Yeah, it didn't
And then
look
at some
good.
points now it's Kevin there. It's
Yeah.
a bad team. It's a bad fit.
bad
Yeah.
fit.
I mean, I'm sure Bradley Beal, if we look at it right now, he's still averaging probably like 17 and 5.
He's averaging the same numbers that Austin Reeves is.
Yeah. But again, with a lot less basketball to go
Yeah.
around too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know.
You know, it's funny that
I
we're
don't want
bring-
to shit on the Bradley Beal. I don't think
no,
that's cool. That's
no,
just
no,
the
no, no,
shit
no.
on Bradley Beal trade. I'm not jumping on that. I like Bradley.
Just cool guy. I'm not trying to shit on him. I'm just saying there's
No, he's also a really good basketball player.
we're
Not just about a cool guy.
we're transitioning in this league where like if you're overpaid and you don't want to play both sides of the floor, like I got to be critical of you. And you're injury prone. Yeah, like your name's gonna come up in trade, as a trade candidate once in a while, bro.
Right.
Like the Chris Middleton thing, they had a chance to trade him a couple of years ago for Jimmy Butler, and Giannis was like, no.
It worked out though. I mean, they won a championship out of it.
It worked out, but Jimmy,
Like the Bucks won a championship out of it. I mean,
this is so funny. I was thinking about it with like GMs in the NBA. One of the hardest things in the NBA as a GM to do is to like figure out when you have like a good young player. Like, is this guy like actually good? Like I thought about it. You remember when the GM of the Cavs didn't want to trade JJ Hickson for like Amari, like overvaluing young talent, or like when the Lakers didn't want to trade THT, Taylor Horton Tucker, when like they could have got like a vet that you're like, and then they ended up trading him that summer for Pat Bev.
Nahara Mizrahi in Utah.
And then you look at like a team like
Chicago, was it?
Yeah, now you look at a team like the Thunder. Remember when I told you right after that they lost that series last year? I was like, they need to figure out how to get rid of Josh before people figure out that he can't play basketball. And they went and traded him and then went and got one of the best defenders in the league in Caruso. Like, those are such keys for these
Josh?
teams.
Josh Giddey.
Josh Giddey
Oh, Josh wasn't that bad.
wasn't a good fit on that
No,
team.
it wasn't a good fit.
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah,
wasn't a good fit. I mean, he's like kind of a damn near triple double machine though. Sometimes.
That best thing is the JJ Hickson.
I mean, Larry Bird was on it right from the beginning. He said, "Listen, guys, I'm not trading for any Cleveland players because them boys can't really play. They just look like they can play because they play with LeBron James. Just be careful. Remember, he said it. He's like,
They
just be
compared
careful.
J.J. Hickson to Amari Stoudemire. I remember.
They
the
didn't
year.
compare. They said no to the
They
trade.
said no to the trade, brother.
That's disgusting.
That's
that's-
when, as a basketball player, you're too good for your own good sometimes. Like in LeBron, you're too good for your own good sometimes.
Wow.
I mean, because we look at it as like, wow, but like, guys, J.J. Hickson was averaging like 18 and 11 for a stretch, bro.
But it was Amari.
So yeah, when you look at it and you're like, oh, Amari's averaging 20 and 10, and this guy's averaging 18 and 11 for these last 15 games with LeBron. So it's like, you know, and he's younger.
Man, I
Tell me that's not the goal. Look at me in the face and tell me that's not the goal.
No, he is.
Look at me in the
hey,
face.
did
and
he
tell
one
me.
up? Did he one up Jordan with that dunk that he did yesterday?
No, bro. Which one?
Did you see the dunk that he did yesterday?
Yes, I seen it.
switch
One up
hands?
Jordan on what?
The switching hands layup.
The LeBron one was much harder.
That
In traffic on a 7-footer and he dunked it on him? Yeah, it's harder.
bro.
Bro, I don't buy into it. And now listen, there's moves that Michael did
I know.
that was like, whoa.
That one
You-
to me just wasn't the one that.
Michael was just so like, he actually looked like he was levitating. He looked like he was floating.
Yeah,
You know what I
it was.
mean?
It was
So
cool.
it's sick, but like, I don't know why people take that play from Michael to use it. There's so many better plays than that play. I guess because it was NBA Finals
It
and
was iconic.
situation. But why though?
The greatest play
Bro, I saw LeBron. I saw Michael one time jump. I swear to God, against Ostertag in Utah, jumped from one side of the rim, got up. Ostertag is 7'2", by the way, so he couldn't dunk it over him. He tried to dunk it. Lord knows he tried. He couldn't. So he switched, came down, pump faked on the other side of the rim, threw it rolled it over the backboard, and did it all before he landed on the ground again. So this shit right here don't impress me about Michael Jordan, bro. I'm sorry, just no, sorry.
Michael. When I think Michael, I think of the
shrug?
the push off on Russell.
Bro, I think tongue out, levitating, looking like you're floating in there. That's what I think when I think Michael, bro. Like these plays that, again, they're all a situation because of where they happen,
yeah.
when they happen in the season.
that one right there just.
That's why it was like that. Like that shot was nothing. I mean, what did he do? He took a mid-range jump shot.
I
We've
know,
seen
but
that
it's
shot
just like
100
in
million
that
times.
moment.
But when it was,
what
yeah,
happened,
when it was,
exactly.
last shot of his career, supposedly. But they fucked that up. But yeah,
Bad.
those are moments. Yes, those
like
are.
Kobe's shot against the Phoenix,
That's a moment.
No,
Again, we've seen Kobe make that shot how many times?
but it was.
How does it happen against
such-
that fucking bum Steve
Bro,
Nash?
LeBron's block. Well, how many times does he have to chase
Hey,
it?
LeBron's-
people were actually like saying that
How it happened?
that's his biggest moment. Yeah,
LeBron's block.
yeah.
We didn't give enough credit to the game 7 he had against San Antonio in the NBA Finals. We kind of brushed that off, but it was like he had 40 and 12 in the game 7 NBA Finals.
I know, but the moment of the, like, he swatted the Warriors, the SWAT.
He
Remember-
blocked the dynasty.
You
blocked-
remember sports science? And
Yeah.
how fast? how
That
hard-
one was on the LeBron when he dunked on KG, which that was a moment too.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was.
The dunk on KG was a moment. Real talk, the best like LeBron moment was probably either the block or the Detroit one.
No, it was the block.
The Detroit one was kind of crazy. The Detroit one was
I will forever.
a fire that set off the fucking blaze that came after that.
No, I will always remember him as a block. Everything. Yeah, of
25 straight
the block.
in the Eastern Conference Finals game on the road at
Yeah, no,
22 years old.
It'd be the block, bro.
28 of the last 30. Imagine scoring 28 of your team's last 30 points. Yeah.
Come on, Detroit.
Basically, like Detroit, I know you guys have made it.
But get the ball out of his hands.
I know you guys have made it to the Eastern Conference Finals a lot. I know you guys are really good.
No,
you guys are
stop.
good for a really long time. But I'm going to beat you 1-on-8.
Can I?
I don't care.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't care if it's 1-on-8. I'm better than your 8.
Can I ask a question though? I watched teams like right now that just won't let that happen. Like they didn't throw
What are you supposed to do?
legitimately, like just dead ass. Throw two people at him.
That's what they did.
No. Throw two people
look at me.
him, Hetty.
That's what they did.
I gotta watch that again.
Go watch it.
No. I'm not taking away anything from him. Detroit was the best defensive teams
One
in
of
the
the
league.
one of the most iconic shots of that entire stretch of basketball was when they rushed Richard Hamilton and Tayshaun Prince at him, and he legit took 2 dribbles to the right and pulled up over both of them and hit a 3 in their
God,
face.
after
bro.
the 10th point, man, take out.
No,
his
I mean at that
knee.
point, like, yeah, somebody's in the when these all-time greats, bro, we've seen them when they get in a zone, bro.
I know.
What the
Can't
fuck
stop
are you
him.
supposed to do?
Like
bro?
I'm just saying,
What do you think Boston did when Michael was scoring 63 in a playoff game? What are you supposed to do?
they were.
Hey, double him? No. What the fuck? Like, what are you supposed to do, bro?
Man, when we come back next episode, you never know. We could come back with another episode of
Steve Nash.
I really hope it's not Steve Nash.
And by the way, I salute Steve Nash.
Yeah, salute.
Really good guy.
But it's education. It's time
But
for.
it's just like context. And Steve Nash would want us to put context on shit.
Yeah, like Steve Nash did not want to see.
Steve Nash knows he wasn't. Put it this way: he knows he wasn't Kobe Bryant.
Yes, brother.
Of course,
Yes.
man.
Next week when we come back, we're gonna be through the first round of the playoffs. Any chance Lamar or Josh loses, the hell that would break loose.
I think it depends on how they lose. Imagine the Steelers put up 42. They beat them 38-42.
No, it would be bad. That would be bad.
Depends on how he loses. Context. Let's add context.
Or this.
Like if Bo Nix throws 5 touchdowns and Josh has 4 touchdowns and 400 yards, I'm gonna be like, oh come on, Josh.
Can you imagine every
on, bro.
underdog wins this weekend?
No, that's not gonna happen.
Go parlay it. Throw $20 on. Throw $20 on it.
I'm not.
I'll see you in hello. I'm not gonna say it on the pod, but you know what I mean.
All right, folks. Thank you guys so much. Continue to support. Continue to hit that subscribe button. Most importantly, that's the best way to show support. Hit that subscribe button. Keep on liking. The hate, the love, it's all love to us.
It's like, how's he even better than Westbrook? You know what I mean? No wonder. Like, how's he better than Westbrook?
It's all love to us. Thank you
Fucking
so
guys.
much. We'll see you
No alley-oops
guys.
today?
Oh,
Alley-oop, just a little small one though. Don't take out the.
I want to do so like.
Oh, and come up with better. Come up with something better than everybody gets podcast equipment. Hey, peace out,
This
people.
podcast equipment ain't cheap, bro.
That's what I'm trying to say. Love you guys.